So, welcome to iCast Summer Friends. Today we're joined by Will, Nanto, Lyroon, Buruk, and Ravenous. Hello, everyone. Here is their lovely character art. If I can find the right screen. There you go. There's all their lovely character art. So yeah, we've got Buruk, the fighter, Battlemaster, Hobgoblin. We've got Ravenous, the Warlock, the Great Old One Tiefling. We've got Lyroon, the Monk of the Path of Mercy Elf. Papow. Nanto, the Bard, Glamour Bard, Warforged. And Will, the Glory Paladin Human. Brilliant. So, where did we leave off last time? The story so far.
Session.
Yeah, therapy session is probably where we're going to be picking up. Yeah. So last time, over the last few sessions, essentially the party have been investigating Lord Flashheart and trying to prove that he is a evildoer and that he deserves some kind of punishment for capturing people. And he had captured Will and tried to imprison her and mind control her and all kinds of horrible things. So they turned up to try and prove that, rescue her. Entered his mansion, got into a bit of a fight with the guards after wandering into an area they shouldn't have, a certain saucy dungeon. But in the end, they managed to rescue her, prove to Duchess Morwen of Daggerford that Lord Flashheart needed arresting. So they went back with all the guards to go arrest him. And there they came across one of Daggerford Dalliance's, one of Lord Flashheart's adventurer group, and he promptly threw a fireball at you from his wand of fireballs. It finished off the wand. That was the last charge upon it, but instantly dropped 5 of the guards. You guys were able to rescue them and heal them. No one died, but it was pretty dramatic. Ravenous was out of the blast range and was going to take him on, but yeah, threw out a whole person. Lyroon promptly shoved him off the roof, and then Missy stepped on top of him and elbow dropped into the center of his chest and killed him, which is pretty brutal. The first person Lyroon's killed all campaigns possibly ever. Don't know if it's ever. From his whole life. So he was a bit traumatized by that. So after that, some little bit traumatized. So some looting then took hold. You found out a few bits and bobs about Lord Flashheart. We won't go over all the detail of that. It's up to you guys to figure out what's relevant, what's not. Then you made your way back to the Happy Cow Tavern to drink away the trauma and talk about some of your stories and share some loot. Whereas Nanto decided to just go and talk to dogs. Yes.
Hey, the dogs are help, to be fair.
Yeah. And the tired old dog that was there led into a bloodhound who was able to give some clues as to who one of the agents who've been coming in and out of Lord Flashheart's manor might be. Certainly someone who manned the gatehouse at the Ducal Castle and was at Lord Flashheart's manor at some point based on where he was sniffing around and described as a bald person. So, where we left off is... Oh, and Will got into a fist fight with Lyroon for fun.
Yes, you can't forget that.
And got her butt kicked, but it was a good fight.
Yeah, it was a very good fight.
It was surprisingly even, despite the first round. You got me down to a lot of health, and you used up all of my resources. All of my amazing turns would stop after that.
Yeah.
You know, it was surprisingly fair fight, given one of you came in as he was standing in the tavern, and the other one had donned his armor and a shield. But that's beside the point.
Well, not everyone has an armor and a shield, okay?
Yeah, it's
Look,
none of my business, but not how I imagine a path of glory paladin.
Heroes. It's okay.
We're all big and strong
It's
here.
all in the spirit of fun.
So, where we had left off is you guys were retiring for the night. Will was going to hop back to her place in Daggerford. Actually, at some point we should figure out what your place looks like, Will. I imagine it's just a beaten down apartment, but I don't know.
I've got an idea.
Yeah, good. Because Halla was living in it was quite a nice house, but it was also shared with a fruit cellar.
I mean, we can go there today if you like. Otherwise, we'll chat about it.
Yeah. No, I haven't got art ready. We're not doing that. So
Art ready of the fruit cellar.
yeah. It's the cabbage guy. So,
Perfect.
So yeah, as I say, you guys were bedding down where you left the Happy Cow and go back to the River Shining, which is where you've been sleeping. So we will fast forward to the morning after that. For the sake of expediency, we'll just have all of you coming down for breakfast. I assume, Nanto, you're going to insist on attempting to make breakfast again.
tempting. Excuse you. I am a culinary genius. Okay?
Would I be
It's an
able
honor
to
to be
go and
served by
talk?
the great Nanto.
Yeah.
It's true. Would I be able to go and talk to the nobles before the night is out, or should I do that morning come?
Which nobles?
So where we left off last time, I wanted to go and talk to the guy that we rescued and the Duchess.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Yeah, I was going with Lyroon. But we can do that.
No, let's yeah, if you guys were going to do it the previous night, let's do it the previous night. So I think that makes sense.
Yeah,
It
because
doesn't make much of a difference. So
Yeah,
morning is
honestly, it
also
doesn't.
fine.
Yeah.
Morning is honestly probably thematically nice because then we'd all be together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's do it that way, right? So, yeah, you guys coming down to breakfast. Nanto, give me a cooking proficiency check to see just how badly you ruin everyone's breakfast.
And what is the check we decided on that? It's just an int-based proficiency, right?
It's in my head. It's intelligence if you're following a recipe, wisdom if you're kind of feeling it out as you go.
Makes sense.
Yeah, 100% int. Nanto, as described, he doesn't actually taste or know taste. He just knows the recipe and is like, this is how it is made. That's about it. That's all he's got to go off of. So I'm going to do a
season to taste.
How do I do an int with proficiency in Avray?
You do an int and you add a bonus of 3.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
it's exclamation mark C int. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like that?
Whoa, yeah.
Oh,
Look at that.
I'm a cook.
I didn't even ask you, what are you cooking?
Aha. So
At
for
this
breakfast,
point, does it matter?
Everything.
So I would be cooking usually I just go with whatever's available. Let's do eggs and bacon again. Let's make it right. Oh wait, I need to make something for Lyroon though.
Yeah.
Egg bacon hash brown if I can.
Yeah.
Now, eggs and bacon are fine, but yeah, vegetarian. None of those work, do they?
Let's do egg bacon hash brown.
Eggs work just fine.
Oh, eggs are fine. Okay.
Okay.
Vegan, he's just vegetarian.
Oh, he's not vegan. Okay, good point.
So
There's a difference.
with a cooking check of 24, that's pretty good going. Yeah. So Nanto, you promptly cook up what is probably the best meal any of these people would have ever eaten, except for maybe Will.
Am I there?
So, well, yeah, you'll be arriving soon. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
So, because you know where they live and you know there's a fight coming up and you're not going to miss that. So, yeah, knowing that the adventurers have got a busy day ahead of them, not just in terms of an arena bout that was meant for the Daggerford Dalliances, who are all high-powered adventurers with all the best arcane items, but also you know that Ravenous has a date, and you're meeting the Crimson Cleaver's contact today as well. So you got, in fact, I think I even put. Yeah, there we go. I put in prompts.
That one will be coming before the arena bout, as far as I know.
I think
we need to meet those guys at noon.
All right.
Like,
well
yeah.
9?
Yeah, so the time right now is 8 a.m. The arena bouts that you're fighting in takes place at 10 a.m. And the Crimson Cleaver's contact takes place at midday.
Wait a second. So we got a morning slot for arena bout? I thought we were supposed to be the highlight, when in the evening everyone's ready and all.
No, you're the opening. You're the opening bout. The opening bout. All right. And the middle picture is the reference for the date. So, knowing that, you cook up this wonderful collection of eggs, bacon, hash browns, and whatever else the chef happens to be cooking up, which looks like some sausages.
Fresh fruit to go along with it, maybe.
Can I have some apples and pears?
If available.
Careful what you wish for.
You're cooking
cook them as well.
Yeah, the cooking skill doesn't make them fresh, but there's certainly some fruit.
Alrighty, with a 24, I will be making the perfect sunny side eggs that have a crispy but not burnt taste of bacon along with them.
Okay.
And of course, gloriously seasoned hash browns with fresh parsley tossed over them. Perfectly salted and peppered. It is the best meal that Nanto has ever making. Making bacon. So it's the best meal he has ever prepared before. actually seasoned well, actually cooked the appropriate amount of time, and he will present it all to you on a loving, grand tray for you to pick off of.
There you go.
Like
See-
tapas, but breakfasty.
With some small bowls of freshly cut pears and apples to the side.
Mm.
And Nanto will announce to everyone, everyone, I have made a perfect breakfast. And that is, of course, by the recipe.
So yeah, you troop your way downstairs, and for once, Nanto's cooking seems to be more or less along the lines of what he's described. Certainly smells that way. And given your last experience, particularly Lyroon with his pancakes, where they tasted of bacon, and that was quite upsetting for you, at least this time all the food smells like what it's meant to be. Remains to be seen what it tastes like. But yeah, you troop your way downstairs. It's probably around 8:15. Around that time, Will turn up as well. An ever so slight hangover, potentially after the last night's heavy drinking, but feeling a bit more herself after some food, some proper rest in her own bed. Meeting up with the party.
Will would wake up, kind of expect a cell, and then be like, armor. And she's very, very slow to wake up, but she's also a morning person. So she'll wake up really, really early, be half asleep and not be able to see what's in front of her, but just don her armor, more from muscle memory than anything else. Maybe one buckle is off, slightly skew. And she will go training early morning, every morning. So by the time she walks in to the inn, this is the Happy Cow?
River Shining. Is where they're sleeping. Yeah.
Cool. So by the time she comes over to the River Shining, she's already a little bit sore, rolling her shoulders, definitely suffering a hangover, and whether it's from the drink or the beating that Lyroon gave her is unclear.
Perfect. So there you go. Bam.
Smells like breakfast. Takes her helmet off.
So yeah, you can, and you hear her armor precede her approach as the standard clank, clank, like heavy footsteps. One of the plates sounds a little bit loose and it's sort of rattling with each step, just that buckle slightly out of place. And yeah, you can see her walk in. Nanto's just got this silver platter out, covered in food. Over to you guys.
Rav eagerly walks up to the table and sits down, eagerly waiting, and watches him place it on the ground onto the table, because she's never actually been disappointed with anything Nanto has cooked. So she's just happy to get food. Starts just loading up her plate, and then realizing there's other people and just kind of putting some arbitrary pieces back, but keeping quite a stash. So I'm gonna just basically Ravis is just gonna tuck in, and then she sort of stops, and it's one of those moments where you kind of realize it's the best thing in your life, and it's like the Ratatouille scene where he takes the Ratatouille, and then his whole life flashes before his eyes, and it's just she's taken back into her childhood, and her eyes just sort of glimmer with stars, and she's like, "This is so good."
Every recipe I've ever read said it would be good.
The ravenous, well and truly living up to her name.
Truly ravenous.
What's for breakfast? Since I'm fighting with you guys, I hope I'm invited for food too.
Obviously, of course. Please take a seat.
It is great
Morning.
to see you. This morning, I have prepared sunny side eggs with crispy bacon, a side of fruit, and glorious hash browns with parsley.
Yeah, don't have
Hash
to
browns
twist
are
my arm.
specifically good.
And
Walks over.
yeah, it's as good as advertised. Berg just mentioned that he had only picked 1 or 2 pieces at start, given he hasn't been too happy with some of Nanto's cooking before. But it's good. It's great actually. It's surprisingly great.
Oh, there should be no surprise. I am an expert chef.
Will walks over, places herself down, grabs some food. It's real good. Don't know what all of you are always complaining about, because this is the first time Nanto's made her food.
Yep.
The bar is gonna be pretty high.
I made her a drink and it was good, and then I made her food and it was good. So as far as she's concerned, Nanto's an expert.
Absolutely.
I mean,
He
he
must
should
be
be.
like some kind of cooking machine.
He wasn't here
Hey.
for the
Huh?
burnt sphinx meat or the bacon pancakes.
Yeah, no, Will is
There was
happy.
nothing
She's
wrong with
tucking
bacon
in,
pancakes.
and she can definitely pack it away. Like, once everybody's had food, she's like, so this is all leftovers, right? And she'll just sort of
Wait,
hand-
wait. And Burke just grabs a few more handfuls. Now the rest is leftovers.
Now it's Nanto, of course, has touched absolutely nothing.
Yeah, he's
Are
actually
you
just
gonna eat?
standing and looking over the table.
He's just looking at you guys, and
He's just very
He-
pleased.
you can tell from the the slight squinty, he's smiling.
Aw.
Aw.
Aw. Nanto, aren't you gonna eat? No,
No,
hold
I
on.
don't do that.
Nanto, aren't you gonna eat?
Oh no, I
What a
don't do
mouthful.
that. But thank you.
You don't eat?
Well, no.
Well, why not?
Oh, I'm just not hungry.
Well, how do you build muscle?
He just shrugs.
Oh, all right. I mean, can you not eat, or you just don't want to?
I don't think I've ever tried, really. Never been
She
hungry.
offers you some fruit. Yeah. Want to give it a shot?
Do you
First time
remember
for everything.
I threw peas into you. They didn't. You didn't eat those. They just dropped out.
Oh, I thought you were just assaulting me.
Both.
He takes the piece of fruit and just takes it and just drops it.
Oh,
Oh.
That doesn't look like it's working.
oh no.
Plank down to the bottom of you.
Yep. It just falls to the ground.
It just rolls out.
DM, has Will ever come across a I know what you are.
Yeah,
Warforged.
Warforged. Has Will ever come
Um,
across a Warforged before? Thank you.
First,
not
I've met
right?
Harvest.
Yep, Harvest from the Daggerford Dalliances.
yeah.
True.
But he's a very obvious one. So actually, first of all, give me a perception check.
Okie dokie.
At advantage, because I think you've been around him for a while. You did lift him up by his hat.
Yeah, and he would be inexplicably heavier than what he looks like when she tried to lift him.
Yeah. So with a 10, you don't immediately clock his nature, but you certainly don't think he's a common, normal flesh and blood person. He seems far too heavy. Doesn't seem to eat. The way his eyes blink sometimes, it seems more like they're turning off and on than blinking. But that's about all you can make out. You wouldn't necessarily be able to conclude what he is. You can always ask
No,
him.
Will absolutely. I'm sorry.
I was just going to say, you
Yeah.
can always ask him.
She's. I have.
He's
No,
just like,
Will
I'm me.
I'm a person.
realizes he's not, normal flesh and blood. She gets that his hat is attached to his body, and food falls physically through him. She's
Oh no, it just bounces off his face. It never even goes in.
like, those are some subtle hints, but I've clocked on. But I wanted to see if Will knows what in the fluff a Warforged is. Okay, so she's gonna sit there, and she's scoffed her food fairly quickly, and then without realizing it, sits straight, squared shoulders, arms in her lap, sort of thing, which might be unusual for the big brute. Yeah, and she looks at Nanto. Well, so you're just cooking for everybody else?
Well, yes. You
And
all
you
seem
never-
to enjoy it so much.
And you never even tried eating before?
Oh no. But I am very well versed in several hundred recipes.
Well, that's real nice of you. Sorry you can't try your cooking though, Nanto.
Oh, why are you sorry? There's nothing to apologize for.
Because it's so damn good.
Really?
It is! No, it's seriously great, buddy. Gives him a hearty punch on the shoulder.
Boom.
Clank.
Gauntlet versus
Yeah, it's
absolutely clang noise. Yeah.
Friends do often assault each other to build camaraderie. Thank you very much.
We should probably clarify that. She turns to Lyroon. We weren't assaulting each other. Nah, Lyroon and I, we were just working things out, warrior style. Looks really proud of herself. Crosses
Exactly.
her arms.
Well,
No,
you were
it's still
working
Irene.
out with a fists and kicks, more than I ever experienced.
Burke
I mean,
just
hey,
leans
you
in
interested?
and quite loudly, but not out loud, but in that whisper that everyone can hear. They were drunk.
You're damn right we were. It was fun.
You're damn right.
You're damn right we were, and it was fun. You might want to take note there, Baruch. Fun. I'm sure you'll figure it out eventually.
Oh, he's well versed in fun. He's been to several parties with me already.
Yeah? Was a stick up his ass then, too?
Oh, that sounds like a terrible medical condition.
It's pretty bad, man, I'm not gonna lie.
Well,
Don't
I
wanna
might
ask
be able
how
to
you
not
know
a
this.
Sorry,
What's
Bert.
that, Baruch?
So there's a long stare at you, but not a single word comes. It's just a sort of should I? Nah.
What? You got something to say, big guy? Leans in, and she's obviously having like a good time. She's not upset.
She's having a good one.
Let's have that chat after the arena bout. One of us will have a trophy.
Oh, I'm absolutely looking forward to showing you up, but
Good luck with that one.
Oh,
I don't need luck. I got these.
don't worry. I will be.
And
I'll be-
now, do you have anything to actually show off?
Oh!
I don't know. We should find out. She just puts her arm
We
out,
should.
arm wrestling style.
Right. Let's do this then.
More
But
assaulting. I love this.
But before we do, just give me a moment. And he drops down the gauntlets and takes off the oddly shaped gloves off of his hands, and just puts them on the table. He just looks at Lyroon and the rest. Those guys said these help out with strength stuff, but I don't reckon it would be fair for this. Let's do it then.
Okay.
Mighty sportsmanlike of you.
Seems only
But,
fair.
Sure. Come on then, big guy. Show me what you got. And she's
Yeah,
very
show us
excited.
all what you have.
So,
What you got,
besides-
Nanto?
Besides
God.
the weapons.
Yeah. All right. Well,
Worried that you guys are gonna tip the food on the floor, so she's gonna pick the platter up and just walk away with it.
I think
I
that's
mean,
fair.
Sitting there on the floor eating, cross-legged.
the food wasn't in y'all's plates is gone.
No, because Ravenous would have been like
yes.
fighting you with forks.
So, if Will and Bert, you go give me 5 strength checks. Lyroon.
Strength or athletics?
It doesn't matter. We're both proficient in athletics, I assume.
So it'd
All
be
right, so it would
same
just
bonus.
be d20s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lyroon. So while this is going on, what are you doing?
Oof. I kind of grab my plate, a bit slower eater. Odin, really?
Rary.
I a bit slower eat, so I kind of pick my plate up and just continue eating the hash browns. Just watching, going, okay, all right, just more just thinking loudly to myself, more wow, Will is a lot, never stops.
And you're just enjoying the vegetarian options that are on offer, so the hash
Yeah,
browns.
no bacon.
Yeah.
No bacon.
Some of the fruit probably. Ravenous just happily moves away a little bit with her what she's been able to preserve on her plate that's not been consumed by Will, and sits on the ground just happily chomping away. The barman behind the bar, bald man with a handlebar moustache and an almighty chin. He just looks on a bit concerned, like tilting his head and just just gripping the bar slightly, like ready to intervene if it looks like, try and intervene if it looks like it's going to be a problematic, but not jumping just yet. Let's just see if I can get it to flip to him. Ta-da.
I'm not really sure. Like, we've done the 5 rolls. Is it like rounds, or how are you doing it?
Yeah, I'm going to be doing it as round. It's out of expediency for me. So, Will and So as I say, Chinston the barkeep's just watching on in a bit of open concern as the 2 hulking brutes lock hands, ready to duel strength. And almost immediately on the off, you can see there's an open strain in Buruk's arm. It's just wobbling slightly, the tendon sticking out as Will just slowly pushes him back, his arm just creaking away from it. And then it just carries on creaking, and he's suddenly something seems to not quite snap, but you can like Buruk actually feels like tendon like giving way, some kind of slight tear, and he's like, "Ugh."
Whoa! I'm not here to hurt anyone. This is a friendly arm wrestling competition. No,
And then you punch him in the face.
no ripping and tearing. We save them for demons coming out of hell. All right, unless it's Mick Gordon's soundtrack, no ripping, no tearing.
Oh no! Is there? You just hear some power chords in the background. Dun, dun, dun,
I'm sorry to interrupt you, but like that was a little bit. I'm not gonna take off his arm. I'm just wrestling.
Just something. Burke's, he's all about saving face there.
You him in the shin as a distraction.
And, like the arm's just wobbling more and more as it's going back, and he's just giving one last effort, really trying as hard as he can to hold you back, and then it's just. And it's a clean win for Will. 3 rounds in a row of out strengthening him.
Yep. I think that's fair enough.
Yeah.
So she's just gonna jump up.
You blow face.
I'm really thinking about it. You know what? Screw it. I think I am. I shouldn't. But...
you got over an hour until the arena, so you don't have to worry about.
I would like to use my invisible mage hand to cheat and to make sure Will wins.
No, that's mine.
Mage hand.
Sorry, I would like to use Nanto's invisible mage hand. I like to steal it.
You walk up to Nanto and just like put your hand on the back of his head, just like feel it.
Okay, so on that third one, just as it's like his hand is just like about a centimeter away from the wood of the table, and he's just about to be defeated. But there's something in him, the hobgoblin. It's everything in him. He can't possibly afford to lose face like this. Let's see how he does.
A bit too much at stake at this point. His cheeks are even a bit more red, from all the straining. But on top of that, there's just a bunch of shame looking at that hand that's right by the bottom, and he's just about able to hold off. But it is close, and you feel like you're moments away from knocking him down.
So what that does is so saving face, you gain a bonus equal to the number of allies you see, which in this case would be 3 people, because Will's not technically an ally in this fight.
That is rude.
Friends, it's okay. It's all in the
That's fine.
Games.
Which changes that one. So he just manages to pull it back, and it's just creaking back upwards, and he just ratchets up about 3 inches towards the center. And then Will, seeing this, is just a bit surprised. You can see as suddenly the you can't see it because of the plate metal, but there's suddenly like a slight groan of metal like straining against the bulge of her bicep, and then he just. Once more, Buruk just feels his knuckles slam backwards. Because immediately again she beats you in a strength. I think she beat you in every single strength check except the very last one out of the 5 I asked you to roll.
For glory.
So with saving face, it would have been 2 her way, 1 mine, 1 her, and 1 mine. But we basically don't. I don't get the 5th one.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So. It's neatly proved. Well, I think you've managed to save a little face there. It wasn't an outright defeat. You were able to reclaim just from a little bit of glory there, but overall, the
Will's
glory.
not going to be nice about it, though.
Oh, God.
I am, but she's not.
So
guess that shows whose muscles are full of hot air then, huh? I reach out and I pat him on the head.
On the head. Oh my God! Buruk just gives you a pat on the shoulder pad with his left. Next time we'll wrestle with left.
Hey, maybe next time you could use that handicap that you got rid of. Looks like you needed it.
Perhaps.
But then she'll kind of drop the bravado. Yeah, go on.
Yeah. But tell you what, seems like you've got something not worth hiding under the shoulder pads then.
You're damn right. I just got lucky. It was a good match. Punches him on the shoulder.
It was a good one.
Alright, everybody's fed. Blood's pumping. Let's go kick some butt, huh?
Hooray!
Hooray!
So
I'll reach out and try and like lift Nanto into a one-armed hug.
Whoa!
the hat does not move at all. So you've got an hour until the arena match starts. It sounds like you've got a couple of plans that you'd like to get on with before that. So there's visiting the Ducal Castle to go check in with Duchess Morwen and a certain noble that Will wants to speak to. You've also found a bunch of various stuff that you don't quite know what's magic, what's not. Victoria's opens at 9. So you've got about, at this point, about half an hour until it opens. And the arena match starts in about an hour and a half.
What stuff did we find that we don't know if it's magical or not?
So,
I have a bag that I acquired, which when I was playing around with it, found that my entire arm would go in, as if it was bigger on the inside.
yeah.
Alright, okay, so you guys picked up some stuff. I thought that I missed some notes. Cool. Okay.
No, it's what the guys have been picking up from the mansion looting.
And there was a lot of loot on the wizard, but the guards didn't like us touching it.
Yeah, and no one did, a charisma check to see if they could convince the guards.
And
Well,
no, for
too
that
late now.
matter, we did leave a corpse of one of the dalliances, most likely unguarded. So I think he will be back, but that wouldn't be something Burke would be aware of.
Yeah, never mind. Too late now.
Yeah. Anyway, so in terms of things, Lyroon as well, you picked up an official-looking necklace that had 5 different gems. That was on Cornelius's body that you swiped when there was no guards around because it was after you had just murdered him.
He felt so bad about the murder that he then decided he had to loot the body. That's so in character.
No, he is an adventurer. That comes on an instinctual level. You might be fearing, but that doesn't stop your hands from doing what they're supposed to.
Exactly.
They just acted on their own.
The looting was entirely to get more information about what he had.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that dude.
Mhm.
It was seriously, that was seriously it.
So,
I'm joking.
Anyway,
how about Will turns around and says, I'm gonna go and check with those stuck-up nobles, see if they figured out anything else new about, stuff, what's going on. I don't know about you guys, but I still kind of want to give Flashheart some serious payback. So yeah, I'll be going to do that. Anybody
Might I
wanna come
join
with?
you?
Yeah, for sure.
Lovely jubbly.
He sure is adorable, huh?
That's
She's kind of
cute.
saying that.
That's
Yeah,
cute.
she's like looking, to the others. She's like, he's so cute.
okay.
Burke, Ravenous, Lyroon, what about you guys?
Well, I'm not the right person for talking to nobles and all.
Ha, right, because I'm really good at
That-
keeping
that-
it outside.
That's why Nanto's going with you. I need
Because he's
to.
also the best at it, right?
I'll pay a visit to the potion shop for a moment, but I will find you near the nobles' houses if that's all right with you.
Sure. Ravenous, Lyroon.
Mention of potion shop. I've got some vials and I don't know what they are, so I'm gonna go with Baruch to find out what my potions are.
Sounds good.
I'm sorry. Honest question that I just thought of. Can Nacho drink potions?
You said he had a input at the top
Yeah,
because he's been fed a potion twice.
yeah,
Oh, perfect.
yeah,
I was like, for some reason, I'm like, did I cover that?
yeah. Thank you.
I feel like even if you don't drink a potion, when it's poured onto a wound in your body, it still somehow manages to knit it over.
I will prefer to take that.
Yeah, it's,
Yeah.
it's magic. I mean, yeah, it's the pulp. So
It's the pulp. It's just about the pulp, guys.
I
um,
thought potions were alchemy, but anyway.
yeah, that's a type of magic, right? Lyroon, how about you?
I really don't know. I mean, the options are talk to Victoria.
You could also just sit around and do boring elf stuff.
I did boring elf stuff for 4 hours earlier today. Silly humans sleeping all the time. Gross.
I think the biggest question you have at the moment is, do you more trust Will and Nanto to properly talk to nobles, or do you trust Brooke and Ravenous not to get into any trouble at the potion store?
That
Oh my god.
And Will
yeah.
just looks at Brooke like, what? Is he your babysitter? Nobody tells me what to do.
Yeah, definitely head to the potion shop and Victoria's.
Oh, implication of trust there. Or lack of trust. Okay, so
I have that necklace that I would like her to see if it's magical or not.
okay,
Yeah. It's got nothing to do with trust or not trust.
definitely not. So with that,
Honestly, it doesn't.
thank you, Dan. So with that, the party make their way from the River Shining Tavern out onto the streets of Daggerford, and you can see it's changed. I mean, will have seen this on the way over, but for the sake of convenience, I wasn't showing all of that. So I'll show you how the streets of Daggerford changed, because it's now Harvest Close Festival. So,
Yeah.
Which is what?
it's basically it's a festival that happens at the end of harvest. So it's just a sort of celebration of all the crops being gathered, and everyone can finally celebrate and relax a bit. All the work's been done. Now it's a case of a last moment of joy before the cold of winter starts coming in and everyone just stays indoors and such. So there's all these jazzy buntings that have been hung up from building to building. There's all these stalls that are up, various carnival games that have been set up as well. And it's quite early in the day, so none of them are really being manned just yet, but you can see everything's ready. Some last setup being done. One or two enthusiastic carnival folk are already in there, but for the most part, not quite yet. And there is no sign of a single refugee. You didn't see many yesterday, but there's not a single one now. But yes,
worrying.
So
For the greater good.
I'm sure they're manning the stalls.
Yeah, who are we following first?
So let's start with you guys. What would you prefer?
Want to do the
I'm
shop
fine with
first?
either.
There's more of you.
Yeah, let's do shop first, as there's more of you guys. So first of all, you stop off on the way would be the apothecary first, which is what passes for the potion store. So Burke, Ravenous, I believe you both had stuff you either wanted identified or bought.
Yep. So I think in my case, as soon as Buruk enters, he's seen the inside, so he knows to be careful around the shelves and such. But he just goes, greets the shopkeeper, good morning, get good tidings. I'd like to buy the same as last time, really, just a few empty vials. Have you got any spares?
And it's the same older-looking man. He's quite frail, and yes, well, I can just sell you vials, but it seems like surely I have something that could tempt you, young hobgoblin. But as he's talking, he's already pulling out a couple of vials, couple of vials to lay on the counter.
You likely do, but I don't have the money to tempt you into selling those.
Oh,
And he just nods, puts, what was it, 5 gold pieces for the 3 vials?
It was just the one, I think last time.
No, I definitely bought at least 2.
Sorry, just 1 gold piece, I think.
Excellent.
Can't remember, but yeah, we'll just call it 1. It'll just
Does he
be
get free? Is this good customer service? Does he get free refills?
of glass vials.
Well, no. What goes in the vial? I mean, he has the vial, so is there a free refill on potion?
I mean, technically, yes, there is, but you wouldn't have seen it. So Buruk would have taken those vials and just almost backpedal out of the store, making sure not to get into anything. What are the chances that he bumps into Ravenous, who would just be entering right behind him?
Yeah,
Or Laroon, for that matter.
could be.
I should know. Did we ever split up the gold rewards?
They were mentioned out loud. We didn't split them up proper.
Yeah, I think you can assume that's happened.
Oh, and 23 pieces of indeterminate value.
And however much
Of jewelry. Yeah, you have to sell that before you can figure out what it's worth. But yeah, Burke, give me a dexterity check just to see.
Oh no.
Um,
No.
I'm sure it'll be fine.
Yeah,
Oh.
it's gonna be very fine.
Yeah.
Given how long he has been working with all of this arsenal on his back, he knows just how much space it takes.
Yeah, easy enough. You know all the weapons and such. You just know already that to just sort of turn yourself sideways and just sort of shuffle like crap like out of the store to make sure you don't crack into any of the potions. And so, as Ravenous is coming just a moment behind you after you've scooped up the vials, easy enough to get your way out without any trouble. Ravenous.
Cool. So I enter into the shop, I don't particularly take any heed about being careful, but I, don't obviously try and like just bulldoze into everything. And I go over towards the shopkeep and I go, hey, so I have some vials and I don't know what they are. I was wondering if you could tell me. And she starts ruffling through the bag of infinite size that she doesn't know what it is yet. And can't seem to find it. Like, just there's so much space in here and I can't find where I put them. So she just lifts the bag up and just empties it out, like upside down.
No. Oh boy.
I don't know if that works. Hang on.
That's how inventions are made, for better or worse.
Turning them inside out actually does make everything fly out.
So you start shaking it upside down, nothing happens.
Okay, then I will, non-prompted, obviously, because it's from my own volition, we'll turn it inside out.
And then it just is...
near to the floor, so that it's not like, because I know they're glass vials, I'm not just going to be like, but like...
Oh my god.
Yeah, and there's just this almost like an explosion of stuff just starts coming out of, as you turn it inside out, and just the whole shop just almost covered in quite a range of different things. And indeed, there are the potions that you'd found earlier just clattering around. So yeah, let me just look up the potions that you found.
Just spraying like hundreds of things out in the room, picking up 2 potions. Oh, these are what I was looking for.
Like 5 of them, but yeah, fair point.
This could be great.
Covered in all this other junk and just, just these. Not that stuff. I'll pick it up.
I go for effectiveness.
That is a pretty good way for you to try and figure out what the bag does, because the guy will be like, "Oh, you have a bag of holding, I see."
So
that's what it is.
So Ravenous, did you write down which potions that you have?
No, you
What
literally
colours?
said 5 vials, and that's
What
what you said.
Some colours?
You didn't say any colours.
Okay, cool. So when you open the bag, I've got
One of them be periwinkle.
So
Periwinkle's my most hated color.
So
that's why I want it.
Amongst the 5, so there's 5 potion vials that start rolling across the ground, but as well, there's, as I say, an explosion of various stuff that comes flying out. There's a rather handsome looking cloak that you recognise as Lord Flashheart's. It looks just like the one that he would sometimes wear around town. You see an outfit that seems to shimmer slightly. It's almost like a kaleidoscopic colourful pattern washing across its surface.
Could be described as shiny.
Definitely. There's a clay plant pot that conks across the ground and rolls across the store. There's 7 bottles of wine of various types rolling across the ground. And like this poor shopkeep is just like eyes like whining like You also find 3 bottles of ale that you can have a proper look at another time. 1 bottle of what looks like whiskey. It looks quite similar to the dragon whiskey. Dragon whiskey you've been buying, but a bit different. There's like an electric blue outline around the label, and you can see written on it. It says Nitro.
Nitro.
Yeah, whatever that is.
Sounds like a really cheap cider.
There's actually 6 vials that roll out, so the 5 that you put in and then 1 new one. There's what looks like a flask of oil of some kind. A very small red vial that's shaped as a heart. And what look like 47 packets little like paper packets that just start scattering in all directions and covering a lot of this.
Okay.
47?
That
is a very oddly specific number.
I'm glad I typed this all up. This was not the.
It's almost as if there. It's almost as if there were 50 and 3 of them were used.
Indeed. So like this poor shopkeeper, this apothecary is just like, oh god, so like, what are you doing, young? Why are you emptying your bag of holding inside my store?
My bag of what? What's a bag of holding? This is my new handbag.
And there's just this withering look. Adventurous.
Oh, adventurous.
You can contain many items. This isn't yours, is it, young lady?
I acquired this by lawful means in the latest investigation I have been in. Says no more.
Make a persuasion check.
It is a... Oh, wait.
Yeah, you were back! You were so ready to fight the deception. We beat you to it.
Damn. Okay, let's do this. Well, that'll be a 22, persuasiveness.
And like, as you explain this, like an eyebrow started to creep up, but then it just slowly lowers again, and you're just like, okay, this is highly irregular, but I suppose just give me the files. I'll see what. There's a fee for identifying them, you understand.
So I hand over now 6 vials. Is one of those vials the heart-shaped one?
No, that's smaller.
So I hand over 7 vials.
Okay.
And then start sort of scooping stuff back together. Did you say there was a plant pot?
Yeah.
Does it have a plant in it?
Nope. It's
Okay.
Oh, I know
So-
what this is.
just an empty plant pot.
Alright, well, I don't know what it is, and I'm scared now, but I'm just gonna put that back in my little pouch bag.
Yeah, I mean that's the best thing about having new players, because you can surprise them. So he goes, right, well, identification. Yes, I suppose I can do that. It'll be a silver piece for each. Although I'll do it for free if you buy one of my concoctions.
How much does the silver piece value come to as gold?
10 silver is a gold.
10 silver.
Because in
gold.
D&D they
So
use
it's
the...
less than 1 gold.
Yeah.
Because
I'm
they use
sure
the
that-
metric system for money.
Yeah, exactly. In medieval times they use metric,
I feel like anything that you sell is
In
going to be
modern
more than a
times
gold.
too.
Not
What?
everywhere.
Yeah, not
What?
here.
No one uses metric. Don't be absurd.
I
No one
said
uses metric.
modern times.
No,
I didn't say anything about backwater places.
Oh!
Nobody uses metric. I use imperial for my barbecue.
Anyway, so Ravenous, 7 silver, or you can buy something and he'll do it for free.
How much? I feel like everything he sells is over a gold.
Yes.
So there's no point in making that kind of deal.
But
If
then you
that's-
also get a thing.
Yeah, you can buy a potion. Potions
It's
can be
buy a
fun.
thing, save 2% on your next purchase.
Yeah.
The
Okay,
magic-
all right. How about this?
You get a
if-
sticker if you collect
if-
10 the next purchase.
Okay, then if it's a sticker, then I'll do it.
if you
Ask him
don't
about a
want to
punch
buy
card.
if you don't buy a potion, Lyroon will. How about that?
How
Ask
about-
him about their loyalty program.
So yeah, I mean,
If I
Lyron,
identify 10 potions, do I get one free?
and I think about this. I think actually, as Ravenous emptied the bag and all this stuff exploded in the shop, like Lyron would have heard like this sort of this fluttering of like 47 different paper packets flying everywhere amongst all the and a load of clinking of glass, presumably then taking on the what was it? That you're not their dad, but basically being their dad. So yeah, you just walk in and see this chaos. Ravenous just sat on the ground, surrounded by this mess. And then
You said there was some iridescent cloth.
yeah.
Cool. I want to pick that up.
Just
I thought I already put it on.
What? Oh, I wasn't paying attention.
Oh, I didn't hear you put it on. Yeah, you can put it on.
Because I said would that be shiny?
Yeah.
Would it be described as shiny? And then you said, yeah. And then so I said, okay, puts it on.
Okay, so
Cool.
you put it on. It's like a robe that covers your whole body with ease.
I'm fairly sure you only thought that out really loudly.
So yeah, she's now wearing this glittery
Cool.
Lovely
Then I don't
outfit.
pick it up.
Yeah.
I'm
And,
ready now.
listening to the conversation, Lyra says, "How about this? If you identify her concoctions, I'll buy one of your potions. Your smallest healing potion. We'll need it for the arena."
And then he just leans all over the counter. Excellent, yes, that'll do quite nicely. And he's like smiling wildly as he plucks up a pulpy healing potion and lays it upon the counter. That'll be 50.
This Potts isn't here to find it funny.
50 gold pieces. Now
Instead of giving him 50 gold pieces, I would give him 5 platinum because
Yeah. Oh, I see. I might have to increase my prices. Very well, right. And then just like slips that behind the counter. Now let's see what we have here. And he immediately plucks out the heart-shaped one. Yes, I know this one. This. It's a filter of love. Have you heard of such a thing, young lady?
Love.
Oh.
Sorry.
Oh, God. Suffice it to say, if you are rather keen on having someone rather fond of you in the near future, this would be such a thing to use. And he just glances over at the various paper packets littering the shop and the bottles of wine and...
Scooping everything up.
Where did you get this bag?
You, trust me, don't want to know.
Right.
Dun dun.
Okay.
I wasn't in there.
And then he plucks up what you'd recognise as the one that you hadn't put in there of the potions. So this is the one that was already in there. And he's, I know this one. I have these actually on store myself. This is a potion of growth.
Gross.
Suffice it to say, if you wish to become...
Oh God, no!
Much,
Please
much.
don't tell
I
me
know,
all
we're not
these
going
potions.
there. We're not going there.
Please
Take
tell
the-
me that the rest of them aren't like oil of etherealness.
There is some oil.
Yeah,
But...
there's a theme to the things that he had. I'm just leaving that untouched.
Yeah, I'm just kind of like just listening and letting it go over my head.
Yeah. Just wait till you find out what the paper packets are. So,
Oh, they're like secret carbons.
so, yeah, he's like, if you wish to become much larger and stronger and, well, more fearsome for a few hours, that will do you nicely. And he's sort of, again, just glancing at all the items, the wine bottles and paper packets, and again, just looking back to you, but deciding not to ask. And then turns his attention to the other 5 potions that you brought with you.
Okay.
While he's doing that, can I start actually stuffing things back into the bag of holding? 'Cause
Yeah.
I don't like. I don't like making messes in someone else's store because Lyroon's a nice guy.
So he picks up one up, it's bright yellow, and gives it a little shake, and there's a slight fizz that rises up for it. Potion of climbing. Very useful if you want to get in somewhere that you shouldn't really be, or just ascend a mountain.
Yeah, Lyroon is a nice guy. A murderer, but a nice guy.
Nice murderer.
We have
Ow.
slippers of spider climb. I don't think I need this one. I'll see who else might want it.
Can you just hand it to Lyroon so he can climb up buildings faster?
You can climb up buildings faster than a horse now.
Yeah. I mean, I think any of you could, because horses can't climb. But yeah, sure. Right. So he sets that down before you. Picks up the next one, and there's just little flecks of like grey rattling inside amongst a black liquid, and just gives it a shake, and you can hear all them clinking against the sand. Well, someone went to a bit of trouble for that one. Stone giant strength. And take that and you'll be rather fearsomely strong for a while. I'm sure you can make good use of that, young lady. Sets it down.
Between that one and the growth one.
Well, one makes you big and one makes you strong. You take them both and you'll be big and strong.
Ah.
brain.
Big brain. Okay, next.
Next one, it's a cloudy green liquid inside it, and you can see there's almost like a jellyfish-like bubble floating inside it. Yes, and then he like takes out a monocle and like starts looking more closely at the jellyfish. Yes, as I thought. Water breathing. Drink this, and you'll be able to breathe underwater for a while. Hopefully that one doesn't require too much explanation.
Oh, really glad Nanto isn't there.
What do you mean, breathe
What do you mean by
underwater?
breathing?
What does breathe?
Describe this breathing to me.
What? You can't do that already?
I can do that. Watch me. Jumps into water. And
Like
sinks
plunges
straight
his head in a bucket of water and just sits there.
for 3 hours. The
I mean,
ultimate bobbing for apples player.
I
Okay.
mean, no joke. That's what Zotivir did when he first learned water breathing. He's like, bring me a bucket and water so I can dunk my head in it.
God,
So-
now I'm just picturing someone who doesn't know Nanto at a party. There's a bobbing for apples, and he's just, my turn! And just plunges his head in and keeps his head under for like minutes. And there's just these
Should
people
we tell
like,
him?
is,
Poking him like, are you alive?
is he okay? Did he just die?
But also not getting any apples.
Not getting any apples at all.
So far you've got a potion of growth, potion of
Climbing.
climbing,
Now Lyrian has.
water breathing.
And
Filter
so
of
giant strength.
Mind if I just add the climbing to my inventory?
Yeah, go ahead.
You go for that.
And the fifth and
Oh,
the fifth and final one that he picks up, and just looks at it. And it is
wait, there should be 2 more.
oh, sorry, yeah, sorry, the 5. Yeah, sorry, yeah, you're right because it's 5 plus
Penultimate one.
the penultimate one. And it's red, and inside you can see there's a bead inside it. It seems to sort of continuously expand and contract in size, up to about a centimeter, and then it goes back into like pinprick size. It's like, well, I don't know where you found these, but this one is a potion of diminution. It makes you tiny. Seemed like someone likes to be big and someone likes to be small. Hmm. Very well.
Make tiny.
Yeah.
That face.
These were put to great use, I imagine.
Picks up the final one. This. And there's this like a semi-transparent, like curved. There's a few of them inside it. It gives it a little round. They sort of clink slightly in the liquid, and otherwise it's a muddy coloured liquid. Takes out the monocle and looks much more closely.
Ocean of mud.
Ah,
In a
nice.
jar.
And you just hear, give me a perception check.
It's just mud.
Yeah,
Is
you-
it for sound?
Yeah. Yes, so Lyroon actually do an advantage perception check as well.
Oh god, that is at 24.
Yeah,
I got 9.
yeah. So Ravenous, you can't quite hear it, but Lyroon, you just hear him mutter under his breath, "Those cat's claws." And then yes, of course. It's a potion of animal friendship. If you wanted to, well, you drink this, and you are able to make friends with animals for a while. It's not a guarantee. About an hour.
Lyroon kind of shoves like playfully shoulders Ravenous and says, "It'll be great for talking to Baruch."
Fortunately,
Oh!
he is outside.
He's standing outside.
But he
We got
does
it.
have big ears. He might have heard you.
You know what? Just for the sake of a nat 20.
Yeah, just see. No,
Nope,
definitely
nope.
not. That's 7
I'm
deception.
oblivious.
You do not hear the hurt.
Oblivious.
You do not hear the hurtful comment. So,
A
Play-
bit too naive to get the joke.
so he places the 6th and final potion back upon the counter and just peers over at the various detritus that Lyrian's sort of sweeping into the bag. Just as you're taking the what looks like a flask of oil and you're about to chuck that in, he goes, "I can identify as you're buying the healing potion. Let me have a look at that oil as well."
Hands it over.
And he just turns it over, uncorks
Word
it,
of slipperiness.
gives it a sniff. Ah, that tang. I know. It is. That oil of slipperiness, yes.
God damn it! I called it. We both called it. Sorry.
Got it.
I thought you were
Yeah, we
freaking
did.
joking. Like, so what? It's basically the "you're never gonna catch me" oil, effectively.
Yeah,
Pretty much, yes.
yeah,
Yes.
Makes-
I'm the gingerbread man.
yeah. You just makes you really difficult to. You can't grapple them. Basically, you can't paralyze them or anything. You can just slip away.
I'm saying this bag's contents are painting even darker picture of our boy than
Yeah.
before.
Yeah, they are.
Mm.
You know who else they paint dark picture of? The guy who thought this up and put it in a game. This speaks volumes about that guy.
Wow, we're
Oh, yeah.
surprised that a guy called Nut Gobbler is.
Right? Like,
Being a bit cheeky here.
It's
A little bit.
I mean, you know, this
I
is
feel
the
like we helped build this picture that then grew into the story that's now been presented.
Yeah,
I think we're all to blame here.
yes, we're all perverts. Anyway, so you
what the hell did I do? I'm the paladin.
so this is obviously this is the bag that Lord Flashheart left behind.
Yep.
Yeah, that, and you'd seen that that chest that you took it from. He'd taken out most of the other valuables. This one seems to have just been left behind. So, based on what you've been able to see of these various items, Lyra and Ravenous, give me a straight intelligence check.
Oh, that's not a good. Boop.
I mean,
Oh, these are low.
Ooh,
I'd rather you not figure it out.
yeah, 13 and 12. So yeah, I think you both are able to, as you already have concluded, that this seems to be part of his saucy activities. And this was like almost his go bag for doing such things. Ravenous has stopped listening during the explanation. There you go. So this is it, like this is like his go bag basically for his saucy activities, from what you've been able to work out. So, you've got all of that. Hopefully, you've been writing down what you were getting identified. Good.
Can I, while I'm cleaning up all my packets, can I peek in one?
You certainly may.
And see what they is.
Can you also not?
Yeah.
I need to know what it has.
Ravenous may not recognise this. Lyran would recognise it after living for hundreds of years. Yeah. So these are sheaves of lesser protection. So make of that what you will.
Oh, that is a clever.
It's good.
That's exactly what I thought.
Yeah, it's horrible. So
47 condoms.
Yeah.
Basically, is what I'm writing down.
yeah,
Can I ask if he would like to buy these from me?
I
feel like
Well,
I need these. in my life.
I do sell some of these as it happens. And we have so many. I'll give you 5 gold for the lot of them.
Yeah, alright. I don't know what the value of these things are. Here, have these weird rubbery things. I don't know what they are. You have this.
It'd be more like made out of intestines, but yes. So yeah, just starts taking them all and
Alright.
yeah. And now
Guys, I don't play D&D for this.
You don't do it for the sexy role.
so it takes them all, starts stashing them away. Gives you 5 gold pieces, so you can add 5 gold pieces, Ravenous.
Fantastic.
Is there anything else that I can help you with? I know you said I don't want to know where these came from, but I suggest you take caution around them, based on what I'm seeing here.
Trust me, we are attempting to bring the owner of this to justice.
Don't give anything away. God, Lyroon.
Okay, so anything else before you leave?
I ask if Lyroon, do you want me to buy you something? I've got a little bit of gold hanging about, and you've only got the 1 health potion. Do you want anything else?
Well, I mean, not from here. I very much appreciate it, but let's check out what Victoria has. Maybe she has something interesting. And we do need that down payment for borrowing the hat.
Oh yeah, that's a good point. and I don't need gold. I just need my shiny objects. So I'm happy to part with things for a while.
All right. So with that, troop your way out of the store, having leaving. You just leave all the sheaves all over the floor, and then you put all the rest back in the bag.
Give me my money. Clean it.
And then you get out of there. We'll switch over to Will and Nanto, and then we'll come back to you guys for Victoria. Will and Nanto, have a little chat amongst yourselves as you're walking over to the ducal castle. I'm going to go to Lou.
Oh, I was going to ask a question.
Real quick.
Well, he's gone now.
Have any of you guys ever had ketchup chips?
Yes.
I think I have a long time ago.
They're apparently only from Canada, and they're just really amazing.
They taste vaguely of ketchup, but they're just like
super vinegary and great.
Ketchup.
Sweet tomatoey.
Ketchup.
Mm-hmm.
Ketchup.
All dressed is still my favorite flavor.
Question for you guys. You know the emerald necklace that stopped me getting drunk?
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
Is that... Because I have an item that I don't recognize on my list that maybe Sam put on for me, called the Parapet of Proof Against Poison.
That's the one.
Yep, that's
Is
it.
that what it is?
Yep,
Okay,
that's
cool.
it.
That's
It's also an incredibly powerful item. You are super lucky.
Oh yes, you should give it to Nanto.
No.
Here, Nanto, have my potion of water breathing.
Ah, thank you. I'll also take your Periapt. It'll be surely come in handy for my
For my
circulation.
inability to get any.
Honestly, with Nanto's cooking skills, it would be good for us to just keep it around for when we're eating. The first taster just puts it on before trying it.
Cool.
Yep.
I'm gonna have to get that identified anyway with Victoria, but sorry,
Yeah.
carry on.
Because, just because it tastes nicely, it doesn't exactly tell what the recipe is made of, does it?
True, he can turn any flavor into something else, so we could literally be eating pure garbage flavored to be something nice.
I heard from someone that this wonderful thing called cyanide smells of almonds, and humans do love almonds, so I put plenty of it in this just to give it that aromatic sense.
So very
And dead.
very brief story on that actually is they tried to advertise an almond-based spirit in the underground by pumping the scent of it through the underground, but indeed everyone knows that's what cyanide's meant to smell like, so they all panicked and started running out. But yes, so
pretty hilarious.
yeah, so Will, Nanto, you're making your way over to the ducal castle with the intention to check in with the Duchess Morwen of Daggerford, and as well Salus, the nobleman that had been also in the dungeon, seemed unharmed, but his attendant seemed to have been dismembered, and he was a bit upset.
Only a
about it.
little.
Yeah, he was upset about it. Not like as angry as you might have expected, but he was definitely upset about it.
More like he's being inconvenienced or something.
A little bit,
Little
yeah,
bit.
a little bit.
Okay.
Right, so you're arriving at the castle gates. No sign.
Nanto is humming and skipping to himself, although he has 6 dexterity, so it is not graceful.
Conk, conk, conk.
Good.
Well,
Yep.
as soon as they come out of the inn, or right before rather, Will puts her helmet back on, walking around the town in full armor, inconvenient though it might be. She's looking around at the end of harvest fair, and she's like, "This is pretty cool." Nanto, have you been in Daggerford for long?
Oh no, not at all. I am a traveler by trade. I only stayed around here for the parties.
Oh yeah? How long you been in Daggerford for? I haven't been here that long myself. Kind of made a beeline to the arena. You know, did the whole gauntlet thing.
Hey, DM, how long ago did this campaign start?
You've been in Daggerford for about a week and a half.
Oh, only about a week or so.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, so this is your first end of harvest celebration, huh?
Oh yes, and it is quite spectacular so far.
Yeah, no, I think it's pretty cool. Nothing like this back home. Hey, why don't we stop by one of these stalls? Maybe you'll see something you like.
Oh, I would love to experience all of the crafts and stories that the people of this town so celebrate.
Yeah, we'll take a small detour
Mhm.
from heading towards the castle. go to one of the stalls. What kind of stuff do you like, Nanto? Looking around through the closed helmet, trying to see any stalls that might be interesting. So it's a very specific view he's getting.
Yeah, give me each of you give me an investigation check,
Ah, lovely.
and we'll see what you see that interests, or what you don't see. 10 from Nanto, 13 from Will. So Nanto, I mean, it's just everything looks interesting. It's all these bright colours and people calling out their wares, and well, it's not. No one's quite set up yet, but there's a couple of enthusiastic people already calling out their wares. Hard to say anything that's particularly jumping out, but suffice it to say there's plenty of food stalls where they're selling like candied apples, and like there's a few. There's one stall that seems to be selling like trinkets, but of a more like just knickknacks. Will, what you're seeing is obviously that, but as well, you can see there's what looks like a stall that's selling pet fish in like glass jars. You can see there's a couple of games that are being set up as well. One that looks like it's some kind of test of strength. Like there's the classic hammer and the bell, and that rises up. And you see there's a wrinkled old gnome who seems to be just standing on a platform, and next to him there seems to be some kind of target set up.
So the test of strength is immediately one like. Gonna have to hit that either before or after the arena, but gonna have to stop by. But yeah, Nanto, what kind of stuff do you like? I mean, other than rushing into dangerous mansions and fighting people.
Oh, I don't do fighting, but what I do enjoy is a good story, a puzzle, a riddle, and a party. Activities, and all of the colors of the world to experience in their own ways.
Okay, I know I look stupid, but don't turn around and tell me you don't do fighting.
But I don't.
We're going to an arena.
Oh yes, I know, you folks do love your danger, and I'm just there to tell the story, of course.
And there's like a long pause through the helmet when eventually Will asks, how old are you?
Oh, well, let's see, I'd have to think back.
Didn't you ask this last episode?
Yeah, he's like 2 or something, or 3.
Yeah, double checking.
It's been like, oh, well, probably just about a year or so, give or take a few months.
Uh-huh.
What I love more than anything else is the people. Everyone has their own emotions and experiences. Oh, it warms my heart.
Yeah, you did say that you don't know much about me. Happy to fill you in. What do you want to know?
Story, I do love story time. Well then, let's see. What is your greatest act of heroism?
Not all that heroic. I don't know. Sure do love fighting dragons. But,
Dragons.
I don't know. Don't really consider myself a hero. Barely even alright.
Okay, well then, if that's not the right direction to go, then what is the strongest emotion you've ever felt?
Anger. That one's easier to answer. Definitely anger.
And what made you angrier than anything else?
Well, how much do you know about paladins? And let's
I know
walk
absolutely nothing. Please.
Good. And while we're having this conversation, let's go ahead and walk on over to the strength test. I'll ask him how much and give it a swing, quite literally.
Okay. Let me get up. I've got all these prepared. Okay.
What you have?
Yay.
There you go. So, what stood there is a couple of what you recognise is actually a member of the town's guard. They're wearing that not quite fitting plate armor that all the town's guard have. It's hardly tailor made for them. It's just whatever they've been given is a bit beaten up and not exactly varnished. There's a weighty looking hammer stood at his side, and one of them is like, "Oh, you fancy your luck, do you, Will? Well, let's see what you get to. That'll be 5 silver pieces."
Sure. Hey, can I use my own? Equipped with her own warhammer.
Oh no, we've got a special hammer here just for this. Don't want no trickery.
Hey,
Oh yes,
fine by
trickery. No trickery in feats of strength.
Nah, I was just worried I was gonna break their hammer.
Don't worry, Will. You know what? I think this may be your greatest act of heroism to date. And I'm going to Bardic Inspire Will.
Yay!
So yeah, what you see here is it's almost like a seesaw. On one side there's this massive weighty stone, and on the other end is just a little circular ring for you to smash with the hammer. So it looks like the purpose is to try and lift the stone with your hammer strike. Go ahead and with your bardic inspiration, let's see how you do. It'll be a strength check or athletics. There will be there's some element of skill involved in this.
Okay.
And technique.
So I've been told that Nanto doesn't know anything about paladins.
Absolutely none.
So paladins, they're all about
Might.
I almost pushed the wrong button. Paladins, they're all about strength of will. What's your bardic inspiration at the moment? D6?
D8.
Oh, nice.
Level 5, baby.
I'm going to smash this person's hammer. Warned him. Okay.
20.
25!
25. So yeah, Will,
Yeah,
you...
so she's like, paladins, we're all about strength of will. Wham!
And so you just bring this hammer over and you just wallop down as hard as you can straight onto this metal plate that's been set up for this. Now, the wooden board, you can see it shouldn't really be able to sustain the weight of this weighty stone cube and also the weight of your impact. But it seems to be like a dark, if you'd know it's ironwood. It's up to you if your backstories would know it, but essentially it's just really, really hard wood that's sourced from elsewhere. Anyway.
I might.
Yeah, Nanto definitely would actually from his various travels.
I think Will would have definitely come across it just from the
Yeah.
stuff she's been around with.
Yeah,
things are made of.
you'd have found it at home probably anyway. Anyway, it smashes into it, and rather than just lifting the stone, because it's over 20 what you've rolled here, it's actually it just almost like a trebuchet, and it just flies up into the air, sails across the street, and just smashes into a wagon opposite that had been rolled into there, and just
Will
pulverizes it.
Puts the hammer face down, leans on the handle. She's just like, the strength of a paladin, it comes from her convictions, not really anything else. Even though you're gonna find lots of them are religious. Warned you about the warhammer. She tells the guard.
And they're just kind of like looking to each other concerned because they've just been involved in the destruction of some civilians' property. And there's this carnival folk just comes running around the corner. What the? And he's just like swearing and bleeding and just like looking aghast over his cart. The guard's like, oh, well, we put in a bit of coin to start the kitty, but you really should come at the end of the day if you're gonna. Cool, Will. You don't try, do you? All right, well.
Not gonna do anything half-assed.
Clearly.
Never do anything half-assed when you can whole-ass it.
Exactly, what he said. And you know what? Why don't you pick out a prize there, Nanto? He's gonna get a prize, right?
Yeah, you get a pouch. It's the pouch of gold. So basically, the idea was, and they collect all the entrance fees throughout the day. But because the day's not even started yet, it's just what the guards have put in.
No, that's fine. Keep that. That's for the damages. I'll take back my 5 silver and maybe show us some, like, I don't know. You got participation prizes? Like teddy bears and crap.
And they just looked at each other a bit confused and just, one moment. And one strides across the street.
Teddy bear for this?
Striding across the street to the demolished cart. And starts talking to the car owner. That hands over the pouch of gold and suddenly seems a bit calmer. And then just reaches into the wreckage and pulls out it's not a teddy bear. It's actually a slightly creepy looking doll. One of those ones that you can pull the ring pull and it starts talking.
It's a robot. That's perfect.
A robot for the robot. And what it talks is just going, "Hello, I'm your new friend." It's really creepy. And just takes that back and is like, "There you go. Congratulations. Come back at the end of the day and
Oh, hang on.
it'll be worth your while."
This is my microphone cozy. This keeps it from getting dusty.
Ooh,
So
in fact,
Yeah.
no,
Will
canon.
looks at it and she's like, ugh. That's creepy. Here you go, Nanto.
It's wonderful.
And the
He
arms
is
sort of
actually
twitch.
going to at first. He's going to pick it up and be like, "Oh, this is wonderful. Oh, 1 second." And he's going to like reach into his bag, but I'm going to have him use telekinesis to just have the doll float in front of him. Just kind of like just sitting there and then reaching into his bag and then just
I lean over to the guys and I'm like, is it supposed to do that?
What the? And then just looking to the car owner, who's like, he's just out of the corner of his eye, has been watching this while he's like slowly trying to recover the wreckage of his property. He's like, "Oh."
I raised the Warhammer in preparation.
And yeah, the guy.
Divine sense.
Yeah.
Divine sense panic button. Do I sense any of that?
Don't sense anything from it, but the guards aren't waiting for that. They're already like drawing weapons and like, I don't know what. Kill it now! Nanto, your reaction.
I imagine he's going to just be mindlessly searching as this is hovering next to him. He's looking for his ink pen because he wants to draw a smile on it.
Oh my god.
It's even creepier.
Whoa. Hold on. I don't sense anything, demony or like undead.
It's
I think
creepy
it's-
as hell, but
Yeah,
All right.
yeah, it is. But hey, don't judge a book by its cover, right?
He eventually just aha! And he pulls out an ink pen and then begins holding the doll again.
okay. So there you go.
Oh, it just wasn't looking happy enough. There we go. Perfect.
It's now even more unsettling. So with that, unless there's anything else, I'll move you on to the past. Just
Yeah, no.
I want to get you to the arena
Will-
fight.
Will gives back the Warhammer. Thanks, guys. I'll be back at the end of the day. Provided the arena goes well. Make sure you stop by and see it, huh?
And they just look to each other, and then look to the wreckage of the wagon across the way. I think we'll be a bit busy, but
What? And miss the match? Come on.
we might see if we get to guard it.
There you go.
Cheers, Will.
Clap him on the back cheerfully. Go off with Nanto. But I'll just finish off. So the thing that makes me angry. Well, there's a few things that I swore I'd make sure I'd keep. I'm not gonna bore you with the details, but that stuff, my oaths, I take it pretty seriously. And as we're getting a little bit farther away from the stall, a lot of people seeing me, they figure I'm not exactly the religious type. Go figure. But, I don't know, oaths are pretty important to me. I want to make sure to keep them,
Well, that is very noble of you. An oath, after all, is just a promise to someone you may never meet. And that is a wonderful thing.
You got a funny way of looking at things. I like it.
I try to. Now, about that anger, if you ever feel that welling up inside of you, you tell me right away. I would love nothing more than to experience the true, rawest emotion of humanity. For those make the greatest stories.
Tell me you have emotions.
Well, I should hope so.
Because, I don't know, you seem pretty happy. That's an emotion.
Oh yes, well I am just partying all the time, so why wouldn't I be happy?
I wouldn't call it partying, but then again, most people are going to be happy that you don't party the way that I do. Come on, we're getting up to the castle.
Oh yes, tally-ho! And what
Yeah,
do you
what do you
think,
say?
Rupert? And he's going to pull the string on the doll.
I'm hungry. Have you got any food?
Oh,
And
well,
so
not
you
with
get
me.
freaked
You'll
out.
have to wait until we get home, little Rupert.
I hope you like it. I also hope that Baruch finds it creepy.
Yeah,
Me too.
and the arms just like twitch
Oh,
robotically
yes.
at his sides. Okay, so yeah, you're just making your way up to the castle gates.
Are the others able to meet up with us, or are they going to Victorious?
They'll be going to Victorious, so yeah, you'll be just you two on this. So there you see, as always, Dwayne and Karen. So yeah, it's in fact, let's bring up Dwayne's picture because I do always love seeing Dwayne.
Oh, Dwayne.
It is great.
La-
What Dwayne is cooking.
There you go. So yeah, you're walking on, you can see Dwayne. He's just smiling and happy as always. Hello, how you guys doing? That was a busy day yesterday, wasn't it?
You could
Oh,
say
quite.
that again.
Yeah.
I have many stories to tell.
Yeah, well, a few of those guards won't be comfortable around fire anytime soon, but
But
yeah,
they are alive.
Yeah, what he said. They're alive to tell the tale. So you're welcome.
yeah. Well, thank you, Will. It's appreciated. What
Our
brings
word,
you?
thumbs up.
What brings you out to the castle today, then?
Kind of want to talk to that other rescued noble and the Duchess.
There's a visible wave of relief on his face as he realizes he's not going to have to do any reading this time.
Yeah, not making trouble for you.
Oh, all right. Well, come on in. And he just glances to Karen. She's like, "Yeah, I got it. Come on in then. Let's get you in with the Duchess. I can't guarantee she won't be busy though. It is kind of close, but let's see." And waves you on
Like
in.
nobles do real work. Will says to herself as we go inside.
Okay, so yeah, you're led through the gardens again, and unlike last time, last time you were here, there was like secret trapdoors opening up under the various vegetations and everything. This time it's back to normal. It's calm. There's a normal amount of guards around.
Hey, Dwayne. I'm not seeing a lot of refugees around anymore. What's going on?
You just maybe an insight check. Nanto, you can as well if you wish. So,
Oh my god. I'm sorry, I just looked in the general chat.
oh, yeah, I mean that's pretty accurate, Ravenous. Actually, I'm going to take that and put it in to
Really?
Oh, it's
I'll do a proper
adorable.
one. I'll
I
do a
equal
proper
parts
it's
love and
cute.
absolutely hate it.
I love it. I think it's cute.
It's
the
mini
best.
Nanto.
There you go.
Aww.
Official canon. That is what you've won from demolishing that poor guy's stall.
Oh, it's
Okay.
Mini Nanto.
They should let me use my own hammer.
They should have that.
I've trained with it. I can control it more. They gave me just some random brick on the end of a stick. What did they expect was going to happen?
So Will, he sort of glances, looks away from you and looks back to you. Nanto, you would see there's just like tension suddenly enters his features, like it's like hunched to his shoulders, and he's not quite making contact with her as he's speaking. Is I'm sure they've just been put somewhere, given some food, put out of the way just to make sure there's no trouble during harvest close.
Oh, that's good.
Nanto would like to approach him a little closer and just be like, "Now come now, Dwayne. I know there's a story behind it. I can see it in your face. Is it one of heroism or one of terror? Ooh, is it perhaps one of something a bit more secret?"
I'd like to lean
And I'd like
straight
to
over
try and
Dwayne.
persuade him.
Yeah, I'm not. I'm gonna lean straight over Dwayne and be like, "Oh, there's a story."
I know my friends, and I can tell something is bothering you.
And just like looks
Bothering you, Dwayne?
between the two of you and just like holds up his hand. Look, ask the Duchess if you're interested. It's not my job. No harm's come to him, don't worry. And he just turns around and carries on leading you towards the palace.
Well,
The
don't let
castle.
it weigh too hard on you, Dwayne. You're doing a fantastic job around this place.
Yeah, I know. Come on. Just waves you on
Will's
forward.
gonna go deadly quiet from within her armor and follow. Her foot falls a little bit heavier now as she follows after Dwayne.
It's like
Don't you
stomp.
Han Solo me. You're doing great. I know.
There's Will just stomping along as well. So then you're back into the ducal palace, castle, whatever. Yeah, you see the initial room with the twin staircase wrapping around, meeting at the top, leads you up them back into the antechamber just outside the throne room with the jade and onyx chest set at the side. That's still, whenever Ravenous sees it, is tempted. Go ahead, Dante.
Question: has it been? Last time I was here, I moved a pawn forward. Has that been reset?
Yeah, every time you're here, someone resets it.
Dang it! Okay, I move another pawn forward. I am determined to get a game played between myself every time I go.
What state is the board in?
Sorry?
What state is the board in? Is it reset to 0 or is it mid-game?
No, reset to 0. Yeah, ready to be played.
I will move the white king pawn forward 2.
Oh, what a gross move! Always do queen. Come on.
And now the board is in a state of chaos.
Telekinesis, so invisible mage hand just whoop.
Okay, so yeah, you just the piece moves forward on its own. Dwayne's already like moving forward. All right, I'll go see if she's free, and just moves to.
Don't worry about it. I'll check.
No.
And then he just there's like a panic look, and he's like, "No, please don't, Will."
She hasn't snapped yet. Okay, we don't have instruction.
I'll get in so much trouble if some adventurers just barge in. Just trust me. And
I'm literally right behind him as he's walking.
Okay, just like so he just knocks at the door and then listens for a moment, and you just Will.
Dante's wandering, by the way, just looking at like different art pieces and such.
Both of you give me a perception check.
Earshot or like straight off?
Oh, within earshot, but like he's just wandering. He's not obviously waiting at this point.
Okay.
Perception checks from both of you.
4.
Oh no.
23.
So yeah, so Will's like too busy being angry and intimidating to really be able to listen to anything, and also the creaking arm and the helmet just gets in the way. Nanto, in the meanwhile, he tends to be just walking around looking at art pieces, but actually his audio senses are attuned to maximum gain, and he's just and you're picking out. Is it 24?
23.
23. Yes, you're actually able to only count specific words this time. And it sounds like there's an argument happening. You can hear the distinctive tones of Duchess Morwen, and you can hear a younger female voice, and it's basically along the lines of someone. The younger female voice seems to be wanting to go outside and enjoy the celebrations, and Duchess Morwen's telling them very firmly, "No, that's not your place."
Oh.
And it sort of goes back and forth a bit. And she's like, "I don't care what my place is. I want to have fun. God damn it, I'm trapped in here." And then Duchess Mormon's like, "It doesn't matter. We are royalty. We must live up to our name. Come!" Snaps her fingers, and the conversation abruptly ends.
And then my arm reaches out in front of Dwayne, and I walk in. Nanto, we're in.
Oh, goody! And he's just gonna like run over.
Okay. So inside, you meet someone that you haven't seen before.
Yay!
Lassie Daggerford.
Yeah. Neither of you have come across this person. Will, you make a point to avoid nobility, Nanto. You've only been in town for a week and a half. But from the way they were talking, Nanto, you'd probably assume they have some kind of...
That's her daughter.
Yeah, you'd be able to probably guess that, I think. So yeah, walking, you can see like the daughter's got like her arms crossed and there's like a scowl on her face, and she's just like looking at you and then looking back to her mother. Meanwhile, her mother is immaculately smooth, as if there had been no such conversation just happening. There's a small smile on her lips. Well, Will, Nanto, thank you for coming back. What brings you to my court? Actually, as you're here, I have some news to share.
Well, perfect, because that's why we're here.
You came seeking the news I have to share?
I'm guessing this has got to do with that airhead flash heart?
Well, more precisely, it's one of his men. Cornelius, the man that you slew.
Oh, he's very dead.
I didn't kill anybody, but all right.
Oh no, I believe that was some mysterious assailant at the time.
Uh-huh.
And it's just like an eyebrow like raises about half a centimeter, like barely noticeable. Indeed. Well, it would seem there was something unusual about him. No
Okay.
sooner than you had left, perhaps all of 15 minutes, his body, well, the guard that watched it says that he melted.
That's
And
no
how
good.
familiar is Will with high-level spells? I don't want to metagame here. Does Will have an idea of what that would have meant?
I don't
With
think
Try
so.
Arcana
the
for
information
this.
that he argues
Yeah.
with himself. Yeah.
Thank you, darling. I don't think either of you particularly have come across this, but she'll carry on. Don't worry.
It would be a great spell for pranks.
It would seem the guard that reported it said he melted, and when Herbert got onto the scene, it was difficult to make much of it, but from what he tells me, this was a spell, something named simulacrum. Essentially,
Okay.
it manufactures a duplicate of someone.
Oh, well, then that's great news. Well, I mean that means that we didn't kill anybody.
Oh,
And she's like really happy about this, and she looks to Nanto. Of course,
Wait,
her
did we
face
kill
is hidden by
someone?
the helmet, but she's happy about it.
honestly, I don't think Nanto talked to Lyroon about Lyroon killing anyone, and Nanto would wholeheartedly believe that he is incapable of killing, because he hasn't so far.
Yeah, that's fair.
So Nanto is just like, but we didn't kill anybody.
Well, yes, that's what I'm saying. We're agreeing. What? Anyway.
And she just looks at between this and is just evidently confused. She's like, "Forgive me for misunderstanding, I'm sure, but I would be rather pleased if one of the dalliances had been slain. They are not a force to be trifled with. I'm sure you saw that when even a simulacrum was able to fire a fireball and damn near kill 5 of my men."
Are we
There you go.
supposed to be happy that people are being murdered?
The right
No, it's me
people.
that's misunderstanding you, I'm sure. Crosses her arms, looks at the Duchess.
And she just like stares you down. The right people sometimes have to die. Will.
I could tell you many fairy tales that end in death. In fact, actually, many fairy tales end. I'm gonna have to rethink the nature of fairy tales.
There's a small pause as she considers what Nanto says, and she's like, a lot of fairy tales do end with people dying. He's not wrong. When she shakes her helmet, she looks at the Duchess. Look, it's one thing when 2 people are fighting each other to survive. It's another one if you're wishing death on people. Isn't it your job to protect everybody in your town? Everybody?
Well, the moment someone sets about abducting town members like yourself and trying to submit them to their will, I consider them no longer part of my town, and I bring the full might of the law upon them. I would have thought you would appreciate that. Well, don't you slay all the time in the arena?
No, most of the time I'm fighting monsters, and when I'm fighting people, it's not lethal. But then again, I didn't take you for the kind of person that goes to arenas pretty often. You know. And she like indicates the Duchess upside down, up, down, all the fancy dress and all that stuff.
And at that, the daughter, she's like, and that's about
She
all
knows
of her
what's up.
contribution. And the Duchess, like, there's just a slight, like, ever so slight frown
No.
that develops.
I'm not done. Because if you're strong, if you're in a position of power, it's your job to look after people, especially the ones that are weaker. Yeah, the dalliances, they should be dealt with. Hell, I'm happy to give them a kicking myself. That doesn't mean that we should go around murdering people. How does that make you any better than anybody else?
Sometimes evils like that are better removed from this world. What good does it do anyone to let them fester in my prisons, or worse yet, escape with all those untold riches that Lord Flashheart commands? Regardless, this is moot. Whatever your happy accident, and you can hear the air quotes in what she's saying there. whatever your happy accident of not murdering Cornelius, it would seem that the fellow that you was not actually him, a mere copy, as I say, a simulacrum. I'm not familiar with the magics myself, but Herbert tells me it is high level, expensive, and so therefore quintessentially flash art. Now, I do not know if the rest of the dalliances were the same, but that would explain why he was so willing to stay behind. I can only assume he was buying them time as they escaped through that teleportation circle.
Oh, I am most so disappointed by that. I was ready to tell the story of a noble sacrifice, but now if it was just a fake copy, a weak left behind, well, that's hardly grounds for a story anymore. And he's crossing his arms in annoyance.
Ain't nothing noble about the dalliances, especially not when they're gonna sneak up on somebody and hit them off the back of the head. And she's obviously a little bit sore about that. And I didn't murder anybody. You can put me under whatever spells you want. My will is fine. Guess I can say that more than you, huh?
Well, I've never directly murdered anyone, but...
No, you just get your lackeys to do it for you when it's for the greater good, huh? Whatever. Thanks for the information. Great catching up with you. I'd tell you to catch our match, but she just indicates the foofy dress again. Is this picture that you showed us for the daughter accurate? Mm-hmm. Can I see it again?
Except for the background, but yes.
Okay, so she's not quite so laden with jewelry, is that right?
There's a healthy amount, but yeah, no, she hasn't got like a bodice that is bejeweled. She's not
bedazzled.
She's not bedazzled, but she's got like this necklace made of turquoise pearls. She's got not a crown, but more like a golden hairpiece, and there's one or two matching colors in it. But yeah, that's about it. And maybe one or two rings.
All right, so we'll turn her. You look like there's still hope for you. Come catch the match if you're interested. You, I'm not so sure about.
Oh.
And the Duchess just like, quite. And Beatrice, the daughter, like turns to the Duchess, like opens her mouth to start protesting, and then the Duchess goes, "Beatrice, enough. We'll enjoy your match. Let me know if you have any luck chasing down the dalliances."
I won't. I'd be too worried you'd want to kill him.
Oh, but I would. I imagine Nanto's about to speak up, and Will just kind of like.
No, not at all. She's actually very big about freedom of speech and all that good stuff. So,
but I will be sure to keep you up to date on all of the most recent happenings. We can't allow them to be kidnapping any friends now, can we?
No, we can't. Which is where the kicking of stuffing comes in.
Oh, well, I don't intend on kicking any stuffing, but I will say, and he looks to the Duchess and just says, "But an arena match may be a great chance for mother-daughter bonding."
Make a persuasion check at disadvantage because she really doesn't want to do this. Thoroughly fighting upstream.
20! With
disadvantage, a 20.
With this
glamour bard knows
pretty
how
good.
to persuade.
Only when it's really important. And like she just stares and stares, like in this like the jewels clatter slightly as her breath, her chest rises and falls, and she's like, and then releases it out of her nose. Looks to Beatrice, and she's just like, "Please, just once, I would like to leave the palace and see what Harvest Close Festival is about. A single arena match. All the guards in town will be there."
You've never left the palace?
Barely. And she rolls her eyes. And the Duchess just looks back to Nantes. And this is meant to be some spectacle, as I understand it.
Oh yes, a display of strength, heroism, and daring.
Yeah, that's about right. I nod.
Very well. Snaps her fingers. And inexplicably, inexplicably, somehow they knew that meant 6 guards then troop into it. Very well. Guards, we will be attending today's arena match. See to it there is suitable protections. I do not want us put at risk. As I understand it, there is an important bout. Come!
Yeah, I wouldn't go that far, but it's gonna be fun. We're gonna be in it.
Quite. And then Beatrice is just this like...
Saying that, I don't think it means what you think it means.
And Beatrice is just this ear-to-ear grin upon her face, and it's just genuine excitement that she's almost jumping from foot to foot that she's actually going to get to leave the palace and go see a fight on the Harvest Close Festival as well. Anything else from you two?
Only if we can talk to that noble, but we've been talking a while,
Masalis.
so we could do it after y'all do Victoria's Secrets.
Yeah, it will flip. Flip flop. Okay, so let me get up my shop.
Watch, Sam had a giant attack planned on the arena today, and we just invited the Duchess out.
I know, I'm just waiting for her to get kidnapped and be like, this is your fault, you have to go and rescue my daughter. Cue next
Yeah,
quest line.
I'm quite certain we just got ourselves quite a bit of trouble, but
Hey, I'm just saying, if we get a new quest line to go chase after and rescue the Duchess and her daughter, that's gonna make an even better story than any arena could have made. And Nanto is all for that. I mean, come on. Rescuing a princess? That's just like every person's dream to experience.
Count as a princess?
actually she's
I
Duchess.
don't know if you'd be a princess. I mean, you kick a lot of ass on your own.
Okay, so while these tense negotiations are happening over at the palace and some slight abuse to you make your way over to Victoria's Secrets. So, thankfully Nanto's not there, but also the bell's been taken away after several episodes of him messing with it. So, Ravenous, Lyroon, and Buruk. There's enough. Actually, Buruk. I imagine.
No, I'm most certainly not going inside. I will stay out, and actually, as we walk by, I would pause by one of the stalls. You know, given it's a very similar situation, it might just be one with a burning scorch mark on it. Is it currently manned by anyone?
With the demolished cart? No, that was slightly out of the way.
No, the one that I would have filled my acid vials.
Oh, I gotcha. Yeah, right. So yeah, Buruk just stops off, peels away from Ravenous and Lyroon to take out his jug of alchemy and start pouring out acid into those 2 new vials that you just purchased. So you now have 2 vials of acid that you can add to your inventory. Meanwhile, Ravenous. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
And I just wanted to check, given I'm at the same spot and previous time, there were, let's say, some marks left on the stall. Is it currently manned, and is anyone there?
No, but you can see the marks. Someone's tried to like brush them out. There's just like faint hints of them. But yeah, whoever's manning it doesn't seem to be there right now. It's just before 9, so Harvest Close isn't properly started yet.
Excellent. In that case, I will get my business done and leave that stall without incriminating myself a bit more.
Okay, so yeah, I think as before, it's a dexterity check unless you've already done it.
Not yet. Let's see.
Let's see if you spill acid all over that poor man's cart again.
Nope. This
17, yeah. This time it's all good. Yeah, it's steady hand. The acid pours into the vials, no problem. So, Lyroon, Ravenous, you open the door. There's no tinkle at the door. Victoria is standing, as always, this older lady behind her counter. And she's like, oh, hello, young dearies. How are you doing? You've come back just in time. I've got all my new stock in.
How wonderful to hear. And you still have that hat that we could borrow, yes?
Oh, yes. Well, I'd hardly go selling my most favourite hat of all, would I? Yes. Come on in. There's, now, I think we agreed there would be a deposit, right?
Yes, of course. Ravenous, you said you had the gold to loan?
Funds. And starts, I mean, in this instance, in her bra of holding, because that's where she likes to store her money. So
you can put the bag of holding in your bra.
No, I'm going to get it fashioned into a bra of holding from Victoria. No. So, Tinkles, you're on mute, Will.
Yeah, I realized. I did that on purpose not to interrupt you guys.
Oh, okay.
All the talk of bra of holding got me excited.
That was just too exciting to be quiet.
No, all you have to do is pin it in the middle. right? And then it's already basically a bra
Done.
folding. Yeah.
So-
So just ruffles around and picks out her coin purse or her coin sack, whatever you'd like to call it,
Mhm.
and goes, "What sort of deposit are we talking about here?"
Well, half the price seems reasonable, don't you think?
Ugh. Which is the price? I forget.
I thought it was 100 gold deposit.
Oh, was it? I can't remember now. This is
You've been remembering
this is a long,
conversation.
many episodes ago.
Many.
Many episodes. Let me just
I
check.
suppose, of course, it's going to last 6 sessions.
Probably. Yeah, call it 100 gold. That's fine. 100 gold pieces should do the trick. I know you're good for it, particularly if you buy something today. And she doesn't quite wink, but she gives like the old lady of a version of a wink. So she's just sort of like, just blinks.
All right, I'm interested. Of course, I'm always interested in your wares. Do tell what we have.
And she sweeps her arm across the counter. Well, I have many trinkets on hand today. Well,
Someone want to write this down, pretty please?
Yeah, me too. I'm writing it down.
well, for sake of ease, actually, I can paste it. But yeah,
Hey.
Oh, thank you.
yeah. So we'll put that into general. So this is what she's got. So I'll just read through it. I've got a ring that will allow you to swim just like a fish in the water. I've got a ring that will keep you safe, both from magic and from physical blows. I've got a javelin still on stock, the one that you throw and lightning blossoms like no tomorrow. I've got my favorite hat. There's a special price for that, though. I've got a staff that, when you use it, it can turn into a snake.
Ooh.
I've got I've got a ring that allows you to make friends with animals as you wish. I've got a ring that allows you to walk upon the water, so both want to swim and both want to walk. I've got a brooch that will keep you safe from one of the most dangerous of spells, in my opinion, the magic missile. I've got an instrument. And she gestures to this wondrously crafted. I'm gonna actually have to look up what a bandor is because I've never come across that.
Can I strum it?
You can certainly try. Give me a performance check. So it's a wondrously crafted sitar, and you can see there's this filigree pattern like flowing and crossing all over it. You can actually see there's a faint glow actually from all of that filigree. It just sort of washes up its length along the head, twirling around it. I've got an instrument that will make any bard wonderful beyond belief, and they will listen to his every word whenever he's trying to charm someone.
Barter for this.
That's actually what I was oohing about, but it's expensive.
Well, hold on. I've got many more trinkets to show you. After all, Lord Flashheart.
I already know what I'm getting.
Lord Flashheart hasn't passed through my store just yet. Usually he's cleared me out by now, you see. But next, I have a staff that will wither away your enemies and reduce them to near nothing. I have this helmet, and this one she actually kept behind the counter, and she brings it up, places it on top. And it is
sees all the shiny things on it and just completely stops listening to anything she's saying.
And it is encrusted with gems, like more than you could ever possibly believe. There's 3 diamonds, there's 12 rubies, there's 15 fire opals, there's 29 regular opals. It is just covered in all of these gems, and this helmet, the amount of things it can do, I can't possibly start to get into, but suffice it to say, it is brilliant. It will blind your enemies. It will annihilate your enemies. It will do anything you need. Except disguise you, of course. That is the hat of mystery.
That's the hat's job.
That's the hat's job.
And then I have one more, but I think this might be out of your price bracket. And she's just waiting, like...
Go
Exactly, it's like this salesman's patter.
Isn't listening. She's stuck on the helmet.
on the gems.
Has she put it
On
away
the
yet?
gems.
So Ravenous is just entranced. Lyroon.
Is she like stuck? Tell me she puts it away.
No, it's just on the counter.
Oh god.
Lyrin,
Oh,
so she's
no.
like, I've got one more, but I think it might be out of your price range.
Well, it wouldn't be, wouldn't harm to know what it is, so we maybe have some goals. I have a good feeling that Lord Flashheart won't be clearing you out anytime soon, so maybe we do have some extra time.
Oh, really? Well, I did hear some rumors around town, but I didn't think they were quite true. Very well, though. That does make sense why he hasn't stopped by yet. Usually he's first through my... Well, his butler is first through my door. Very well. And she goes... She actually steps... Is at a door set behind the counter, and she steps through it, reaches around to the back, pulls something forward. Doesn't seem to pull anything forward. It's just... There's just nothing in her hand. And then she just whirls it around herself and drapes it and disappears except for her head. And just the whole of her body's just disappeared from neck downwards. A cloak of invisibility. I must admit, this was a rather expensive item to stock in my wares, and I had rather thought that Lord Flashheart would take it off me at a moment's notice. He had been rather keen for one of these for some time. But...
Sorry.
But
Just knowing Lord Flashheart,
here we
add the
are.
cloak of invisibility into everything else.
Oh,
Ugh.
what antics he would get up to.
He'd be
But-
like in the ladies' locker room.
Oh.
Jesus.
Nice, I've seen one since before.
But I will allow you to have it at only a fraction above cost price. But that is a considerable price. 35,000 gold pieces.
Lyroon's face blanches at the price, more gold than has ever seen in his entire life, times a very large amount.
And she sees that reaction and she shrugs, then realizes you can't see her shrug, then takes off the invisibility cloak and says, well, as I say, I did think it would be above your bracket. No worry, no problem.
Sorry, what I say instead is I punch her, stunning strike, and steal it.
You can certainly try.
It's really hard. It's really easy to mix those two things up.
Mhm.
So.
Oh yes.
Yeah, it's just, a slip of a tongue.
Yeah,
Slip of the tongue.
the vocal
Exactly.
cords are right next to each other. So,
They really are.
So, Ravenous, you're entranced by the Helm of Brilliance.
Small drip of dribble starting to form along the side of Ravenous's face as she stares out of focus, literally tunnel vision straight on this helmet. She can't move at this point.
Well, as I say, sorry, go ahead. Oh yeah, you were going to get a performance with the Cittern.
Which is a silly thing.
Mhm.
But I rolled a 9.
It's not good. So yeah, you pluck up the Cittern, and she doesn't seem to mind you plucking it up. She trusts you guys, and you start plucking away at the chords, and it's perfectly in tune. This is the finest instrument you have ever held in your hundreds of years of life. But you have no aptitude for playing it. So what you are playing is perfectly tuned discordant chords. And it's like dong, da, dong, da, 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 dong. And she's just winces ever so slightly. It is a very fine instrument, isn't it?
Maybe not for you.
He tries to play Smoke on the Water.
But we've got other things for you.
Anything else from you, Lyrin?
Yeah. I'm going to ask her to identify several things. The necklace of jewels, or no, that's not on neck. The pull out of pocket, the necklace of jewels.
Okay.
Please tell her to put the helmet away, or I can't do any of my identifications.
I ask her to look at the shimmering cloth that's on Ravenous.
Still stuck.
Yeah, she's still stuck. So yeah, as you ask her to identify his various items, she's like, yes, I can identify these for you. It will be the same price as before. I'll tell you what, as you are such good customers, if you do buy something, I'll be willing to throw in the identifications.
Well, I mean, hey, Ravenous, do you have an extra, 160 gold after you give away the 100?
Ravenous says nothing. She's still completely stuck, and a piece of drool now drips onto the ground and makes an audible.
Lyroon
Get over it, man. Come on.
Lyroon stands in front of Ravenous, blocking the view.
Blah, blah, blah. Okay. Oh, hey, Lyron. What?
Ravenous, I don't wish to, ask so much of you, but do you by any chance have an extra 160 gold after you've loaned away that extra 100?
I do, in fact, have some of those shiny, yellowy type, non-shiny enough round discs. Yes.
Do you have 160 of them? And
more than that, yes.
Cool. Can I borrow them to buy a staff of the adder? Because I like snakes and I like walking sticks.
I like walking snakes as well.
Have you ever tried walking a snake? It's really difficult. You put a leash on them and it just slips because they don't have shoulders.
Just slithers straight off.
Just slither right out of it.
Exactly. It's really annoying.
Really inconvenient.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's fine. I will loan you the money that you need. So,
okay, what's the loan status again? Because we've had pretty extensive loaning.
literally lend all my money.
Yeah, but she takes all the jewels, so it kind of balances out.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like, this is the thing. Gold doesn't mean as much to me, so.
And so as this conversation is happening, she just leaves for it. I should mention though, this item can only be used, only be attuned by a cleric, druid, or warlock.
What?
Oh.
Oh. Well then,
This is worthless.
Lyron kind of cries a little bit.
If you're the
No,
other-
sorry, it just looks a little like, oh, okay, well that's quite unfortunate. I've never had any aptitude for magic gods, so
If you look at that, Buruk just got a little bit religious. Oh, kidding, no way.
Yeah, no way.
But Ravenous could use it, certainly.
I could, but
But
I can't
would
use
you?
it for. I can't use it for Lyroon. That's the thing.
Mhm.
But can the staff cast Eldritch Blast?
It casts Eldritch Snakes.
Eldritch snakes.
What are we doing?
So you got.
oh yeah, no, so just get everything identified. I don't want anything.
Okay, so she looks to Ravenous. I see that you rather like this helmet, then.
Yeah, but I have no use for helmets. I only want the things that are on the helmet.
Well, you see, it's the things that are on the helmet that gives it its power, though. Using it, you can cast spells like fireballs, or daylight, or walls of fire.
Stop, you had me at Fireball.
Using it, you can make bright light blossom out from you. You can make attacks using a blazing weapon that summons out of it. And whenever you are struck with a spell and you fail against it, there's a chance it might detonate and annihilate all around you.
Yeah, the helmet is a little out of my price range for even me. But I liked the look of the cool instruments. I have a friend who might enjoy that one.
Ah, you want to, and then there's a brief grimace across her face as she realizes who you're referring to. Ah,
Does
him.
she have a nice little bell?
Him.
Bella's gone.
Yeah, there's no bells left in her home.
Well, very well. If you wish to purchase this, you are very welcome to. It will be. Let me just look at the price.
It's on the thing.
Yeah, it's on the thing. It's.
If you will use it, 5 gold.
Yeah.
If you're giving it to that monster, 10,000.
It is in fact priceless in that case.
So it'll be 1,200 gold pieces. Now, I know that you were struggling to afford the Cloak of Protection not too long ago, but it is a very, very fine instrument, I assure you.
Well, let's see what if these jewels are, if this necklace is worth anything, if it's magical or not. Perhaps a trade can be in order.
I was gonna I don't have quite the money I need for this instrument. However, I've already, by the way, I've handed over the 100 gold for the hat.
Yeah.
So I've taken that off. However, we have a few items. I mean, I have a few items that I'd like you to have a look at, and if I have no need for them, maybe we could work out some kind of deal. I have somewhere in the region of 785 gold right now.
Very well. Well, let's see what you have here.
I
have 150.
I haven't been spending any money, and then everyone.
I don't think you've shared the money either from any of the pouches you've taken.
Oh no, I've given all of the money. Oh yeah, crap.
No,
I
you
didn't.
haven't.
It's just.
There are some pouches I haven't yet had the chance to share. That's my bad.
Yeah, we haven't divided any rewards
I'm buying it
yet.
for you.
I mean, if you use it all on me, I mean, that's fine with me.
I am buying it for you currently.
Yeah, she's working on it. So let's go through the items one at a time. So we'll start with the many jeweled necklace. So as I described it, there's 5 different jewels along it of different types. Can't quite remember. Let me find it.
This is the necklace for
Lyron.
Yeah, that Lyrian got. So it's an official looking 5-gem necklace that was adorned with a diamond, a ruby, a sapphire, a fire opal, and an onyx. And she takes it and she's looking at it and she's like, I recognise this. And she looks at it. When you say that Lord Flashheart won't be backed by my store anytime soon, what precisely do you mean?
We precisely mean that he was going to be charged with crimes most heinous, and he fled the town of Daggerford, attempting to murder myself, several of the guards, and the Duchess in the process.
Is that it?
Well, and you can see there's not much surprise actually in her face. Is that? Well, he did always strike me as a bit of a sod, frankly. Very well. Holding on next. Are you buying anything, or am I identifying this for free?
Let's just say for now. Let's say identify it for cost or whatever.
Very well. This is a necklace of adaptation. I sold it to Lord Flashheart so that he would be able to adapt himself to any environment that he wanted to, or one of his minions at least. Easy enough. What else?
The shining whatever Ravenous is wearing.
And she just glances over and she sees this sort of shimmery, shiny substance. This isn't one I sold, at least. Well, very well. Give it over. Let's have a look at it. And you take it off, load the robe on the counter, and she starts doing the identification spell, getting that pearl out, holds it, and doing that sort of that same gesture. She's bringing her hands together and then pulls them apart. Very useful. Shift weave. You can make it take on any appearance that you wish. It's simple enough. It's not quite as effective as my favorite hat, but can be rather useful if you're wanting to spruce yourself up in the nick of time. You can store effectively 5 different outfits within.
Do we have anything else we want identified?
I've got my emerald necklace that I need to identify.
Okay, so
I don't know what it is yet.
So, yeah, all you've worked out is that it doesn't get you drunk. Stops you getting drunk. So yeah, you take off the necklace, lay it on the counter, and she starts doing. She doesn't recognize this one either. Performs a ritual over it. Very valuable and useful item. This. I have actually been trying to acquire one of these to sell for quite some time, but they are few and far between. I'd be very interested in where you managed to pick one of these up. I suppose Lord Flashheart's manner as well. Proof. An amulet of proof against poison.
Hey, there it is.
Renders you immune to any poison effect. Utterly understands. Not even resistant. Immune entirely. And you can see she's almost reluctant to let go of that. She hands it back.
Oh, she's like, I could make so much money off this.
Yep. That
I
is,
feel like that's very useful for me to keep.
it's
To be
very,
honest.
it's probably one of the best items in the game, to be honest. Well,
Nana Junior.
non-attunement as well. So I mean, you can only attune 3 items, so it doesn't use up one of those.
Yep.
I ask her about the alcohol thing, and I go, I noticed when I wore it, I couldn't get drunk. Is that because alcohol is poison?
It is a type.
Alcohol is poison.
As fun as a tipple is, it is technically a poison to the human system. Yes, or tiefling, as you are. Yes, alcohol is a poison, and therefore, if you wish to have a good night, you might want to wish to take this necklace off.
Interesting.
Um,
Well, now I know.
Now you know.
Lyroon looks at the necklace of adaptation and is kind of like, eh. And goes, how much would you take off from that wonderful instrument over there if I traded this in?
And she picks up the necklace again, assessing it. Well, I'm sure I can find another buyer for it in time, although I must admit, without Lord Flashheart in town, it will be slimmer pickings, and if you don't want it, that just... well, it really only leaves the arena fighters or the invisible hand, and there's like a roll of her eyes at that.
Danny DeFito.
Yeah.
There's a nod at the role of, yeah, I agree.
Yeah, nobody likes him.
I need adventurers that come through this area, and with your most recent problem of the living vegetables, I feel like you'll find plenty of adventurers who may potentially want this item. Persuasion?
Make a persuasion check, you can certainly try.
Ooh. And persuade away.
Persuade
I
away.
will try. Sorry, I'm struggling to get back to the main... There we go, abilities. Here we go. Persuasion. That'll be a
Persuasion?
21.
21.
Persuasion.
Very good. Well, as you say, I'm sure someone will come along soon enough to buy it. Very well. 250 gold pieces. Seems more than fair.
Okay, so let's do some like out of character math.
Yes.
Yeah, while you do maths, I'm gonna pee.
Cool.
Okay, go pee.
What is the exact number of gold that you have, Ravenous?
185 on me.
I did not hear those.
785.
Cool. What's 785 plus 243?
243.
I have a bit extra because I have gold from when I looted the corpse of the man I murdered.
But then we
1,028.
potentially also have 250.
1,028, and then
Yes.
plus 250 for the necklace of adaptation
see.
gives us how much gold back?
1,278. So,
So
you
78 gold back.
Can... Yep.
We want
Maybe-
we've got plenty then. So do we want the shift weave as well?
That's entirely up to you.
I don't personally want it unless anybody in the party has any particular want for a disguises.
Well, I'm not even aware of it, so.
Well, just in
Yeah.
okay, cool. We're playing the like meta pigeon right now, but
The
like,
meta.
does anybody
Critical
want
role
it?
reference.
Oh, I have no idea.
So does anybody particularly feel like they should have this item?
No
So I can
Not
tell
really,
you,
no.
kind of
Nanto-
person that's gonna walk in and cause trouble, so no disguises for her.
Nanto already has equivalent shift weave because of his glamour.
Okay, so cool. So I can sell that as well.
I'm already
Wow.
fabulous, so
And quick question, Nanto: if we spent all of our gold, would you accept this item?
oh my god, yes I would. Holy crap, I cannot.
Okay, good. I didn't want to, buy it and you'd be like, no, I don't want it.
Ew, I don't want this.
I don't
you're
play instruments.
talking about the cittern, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. The instrument, yeah.
Oh my god, this is like a bard's dream.
Yeah, there's a reason why Sunny has a version.
Yeah. So, what's happening?
I would like to also sell my shift weave.
You're gonna sell the shift weave.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't want it.
You don't want it. So yeah, your friend Senna, and she's like, looks over like, well, these, I have actually a fair few of these myself. They're not terribly hard to come by. I'll give you 25 gold pieces for it.
That's not a lot, but if no
Not
one's
worth
gonna wear
it. Keep it. I think we could use it more than 25 gold.
Yeah, I agree actually in that
Yeah.
respect. I would say I would I would like bully her into it, but I feel too bad because I like Victoria.
She's a sweet old lady. Don't bully her.
I won't bully her. I'll
She's a
keep her on the
sweet
side.
lady.
Alright, so I'll keep my shift weave. And then I think we've managed to work out that we have enough for this beautiful instrument. Can we knock the price down? Persuasion.
No. Yeah. So effectively your persuasion is what got you a good deal on the necklace. So yeah, she takes the necklace, gives you 250 coin. Presumably you give back however much I said for the instrument. It was
1,200 gold.
1,200 gold pieces. So yeah, hand it over, and she's like, "There you are. Enjoy. I hope your friend," and you can hear the inverted commas around "friend," enjoys it.
We'll get 100 gold back when we give the hat back, right?
You will indeed. Return the hat, my favourite hat. And understand, if you do not return it by the end of this day, there will be hell to pay.
I completely understand.
The next
Don't
time
worry.
you walk in, she'll have a gun.
And be invisible.
Oh god.
So,
this has got much more terrifying.
Ravenous, we have 78 gold to split in between us. Do you want to just, like, half-half, or?
You
Yeah.
can have that. I feel
Right.
like I take plenty shiny things that may be worth more of these discs than you guys potentially get. So you guys can have that. These golden discs, I don't know what they are.
Oh, you and your silly discs.
It's all about
Won't
gems.
Tell you no. Cool.
Okay. So
yeah, so that's everything bought, everything identified.
Have a
yeah, nothing else to identify, definitely? All good?
Nope.
Okay, we'll move on. Burke, I know you're probably going to go to the armor shop, but in the interest of time,
Yeah, I think we can just gloss over that.
we'll work out that offline. Will, Nanto, you were going to drop by a certain nobleman for a brief conversation.
But just one small thing. As we turn to leave, and the 6 guards are here and stuff, Will kind of stiffens, turns back. I gotta ask, what's going on with the refugees?
Just like singular intake of breath and release slowly out of her nostrils as if she's frustrated. The Duchess. They are fine, I assure you. We have simply...
What's happening with them?
We have set them aside. They're being taken care of. They're not at any ill. They're simply in a building just on the outskirts of town, being fed, with a place to stay, out of the street, and safe. And most importantly, not bringing any harm to the Harvest Close Festival, which I'm sure you can appreciate is one of the most profitable events of the year, and therefore quite important to Daggerford's well-being.
Put importance on people more than gold. So since they're safe and fed and warm and housed, why are you so shifty about this? And Will is making a point of, like, her hand isn't going near the Warhammer, right?
Mm-hmm.
But she has to know what's going on with these guys.
Trying to think what check that would be. Maybe a straight charisma check.
Okay.
How charismatic is our paladin?
I mean, paladins.
No! But oh my gosh.
Oh, yeah, it's the top row. It's weird, yeah.
No, I know where it is, but every time I've gone to click on it, my page is either scrolled up or down from where my mouse is hovering.
Oh.
3 times. Okay. Come on, I can do this.
You
It's like
got
I'm
this.
drunk or something.
I mean, that would be on point for Will. Oh.
10. I mean, if you're giving me persuasion, I get another +6 on top of that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's already in there, so.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, that's just
Wait,
my,
you've
that's just my charisma
12?
bonus.
Hmm?
No, I did a charisma save. That is
Yeah, which is-
wrong.
Oh, charisma.
That's
No, it
not
should be
a
charisma
10.
check.
That'd
Yeah,
be
yeah.
7.
Yeah, it should be
Yes,
even
I'm
worse than
sorry.
that. All good.
Good catch. I haven't used Beyond before. I swear I'm not just a dirty cheater.
No, it takes a while.
Dirty cheater.
It takes a while to get used to it. You can just push buttons and the rolls just pop through. It's pretty good though. But I am impressed with D&D Beyond for doing that to sponsor us. So anyway,
I was gonna say, I'm not going to use D&D Beyond unless you sponsor us, in which case I will swap over immediately. Don't worry.
which reminds me actually, I haven't said this during the episode. I meant to. Syrinscape, thank you. Because Epic Games need epic sound, we actually have to say that to use Syrinscape during the episode. So, she considers this and she's like, "They're quite all right. You don't need to worry about them. The only reason there is any unease is, well, not everyone likes to see the common folk shifted aside so easily. Don't worry, you'll see them back on the streets as of tomorrow."
Doesn't say anything.
Yes,
She
don't
only
worry.
speaks-
The poor people will be back on the streets in no time.
Yeah, exactly.
Will only speaks when
Yeah.
she feels like there's something worth saying.
Yeah. I mean,
There's
ultimately,
nothing worth saying to this person currently.
it's a complaint over people being given food and shelter, which is it's a good thing for them. So,
I'm okay with them being given food and shelter. I'm wondering why everybody's being so sketchy about it.
yeah. Well, so with that, she just very well. If that will be all, and she's just like raising her hand, ready to snap, but hasn't quite done it yet. She's just giving you the opportunity.
Oh, I already walked out.
Yeah, you're already walking out.
It's just you don't need to know.
Yeah.
The peasants will be back soon, and Will's just like,
Yeah.
and leaves.
Yeah.
Because obviously this isn't someone I would see eye to eye with.
Yeah.
Heck, I'm still wearing my helmet.
And Nanto, I assume you're following suit.
Oh, of course.
Yeah. So as you troop out, you just hear a snap of fingers behind you, and as you walk out, the doors close behind you, and you find yourself back in that antechamber alongside Dwayne, and it just gives you a sheepish smile and a slight shrug.
Have a great day, Dwayne.
Does Nanto move another piece
Yes.
before he leaves?
I move the black king pawn forward too as well to mirror.
Good. The 2 king pawns are moved.
Gauntlets clenched. Will's just grumbling to herself, plowing nobles, dirty, so full of themselves, stuck up, useless, murdering, and she's just walking out the castle with that kind of a.
So mean.
Okay.
Gonna throw in some orcish curses in there.
Ooh.
Good.
Does
Okay.
Nato speak orcish?
Oh, I don't think so. No, I do not.
No. Did you want to see the Bentani nobleman? You're going to save that for another day.
Yes.
Yeah?
Remind me his name, please.
Masalis.
Right. Yes, that's right.
Yeah.
I would very much like to see him.
Yeah.
I'll tell Nanto as much. If the others want to join us, we can meet back up with them. Otherwise, we'll just head on over.
Well, first of all,
It's
Nanto.
not happening at the same time as what we're doing, to be fair.
Yeah, I'm there doing identification spells, so there'll be a while.
Just don't want to leave you guys out. That's all.
That's
Yeah.
We'll
Fine,
make
we've had our time.
we'll make it quick. Nanto, were you going to join for talking to Masalis?
Oh, certainly.
Okay. So I
I have
assume
some of those angry feelings right now, Nanto.
I'm
You
getting those
told me to
feelings.
tell you what I'm
Yeah.
telling you.
so. I assume you asked Dwayne to show you to him.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, all right. Well, yeah, we set him up with some accommodation in residences in the palace. Yeah, I can take you over. And just
Our noble. She's really frustrated. Takes off her helmet. She's
Yeah.
all pink.
little bit of sweat. So yeah, just leads you back down that twin staircase, back down to ground level, hooks around behind it and into the back of the palace. And what you find is pretty nice noble accommodations. There's a sedan, there's There's no servants or anything in sight, but yeah, there's a sedan. There's like table littered with various platters of nice foods. There's a few bottles of various boozes around, and yeah, there inside there is indeed Masalas. So yeah, Dwayne just knocks and is like, yes, what is it? And the door opens, and there you see him sprawled upon a sedan. He's got like an olive in hand. He just pops it into his mouth as he sees you come in. Hello, Will, Nanto. Good to see you again. That was quite the adventure that we went on. I can't say I will I'll miss those tender mercies of the dungeon anytime soon. I don't think you will either, will you, Will?
Not... Stupid microphone. Yeah, no, not a huge fan of, some plowing blue blood, perverted, cheating, and the acronyms go on for a while. Trying to get me to say...
cheating.
Trying to get me to say some sentence. Did he do that to you, or was that just, for my sake?
Oh, he didn't try to get me to say anything, no, certainly. But I must say, he seemed much more interested in my first body than in myself, I must say.
You're what?
My first. So Will would recognise the term.
Yeah, and she kind of coughs to Nanto, the guy, the one who didn't make it.
Oh, that one.
Yeah.
Yes, it's rather regrettable. Yes, but well, he will be sorely missed.
They
However,
won't be forgotten.
Almost certainly. Very well. Well, what brings you to my chambers? Well, my temporary chambers, as it were.
So, does Will recognize this guy beyond the person who got rescued from the dungeon, Sam?
The name you absolutely recognise.
Okay.
Masalas. For your backstory, I'm sure you recognise why. The person, not at all.
Okay, what do I know about Masalas?
He is, as far as you're aware, the king of the Vindani Empire.
Oh! Completely misunderstood that when you told me that. Sorry. I thought you were saying that he is related to that guy. I apologize. Okay, sorry. That changes things slightly.
Oh, just casually king.
But from what you know of the king, this guy does not seem like the king. And it would make no sense for him to be here.
Okay, so I recognize the name, but this guy doesn't seem familiar.
He certainly seems like a Vindani noble.
Okay.
But
all right.
Maybe he has the same
Is he
name.
old enough?
To be the king? A little bit on the young side, but believable. But maybe he just has the same name. Who knows?
Yeah, okay. That changes things slightly. So Will is gonna cross her arms, look at this guy. Yo, Dwayne, thanks. Let us catch up, huh?
Well,
I'm trying to shoo him away.
yeah, he gets that. He's used to it. Well,
Oh no!
he just sort of bows his head a bit. All right, I'll be just outside.
Used to being told to go
Oh, come
away.
on, don't be like that. Prisoner to prisoner stuff. We'll catch up later.
All right. And just shuffles his way outside.
Dwayne, we like you. Okay.
I certainly do. Oh. And as he leaves, Will kind of rubs back of her neck, looks at Nanto. Oh, I feel kind of bad now.
Oh, he'll get over it.
Anyway, Masalas, was it?
Yes, that's my name. What of it?
Well, you told us why you got caught. Never did ask why you came here in the first place.
Well, I'm an envoy to the Empire. I came here to establish good relations with Daggerford. As I understand it, there are many fine adventurers, just like yourselves, who service here, and the Vindani Empire always has uses for good adventurers. I'd hope to establish a sort of relationship. We would encourage them to come out to the Empire and do a few jobs here and there.
Did my microphone not pick me up? Just an envoy?
Just an envoy, just an ambassador on the behalf of the Empire.
Ooh, well, that certainly sounds exciting.
Well, I mean, I think you couldn't describe the past few days as anything but exciting. Well, actually, yes, I think you could describe them as many other things as well.
Oh, terrifying, horrifying, treacherous, dangerous. All of the above, really.
Yeah, I know a few words in other languages to describe the last few days.
As well as horrifying and disgusting, disturbing, and... Oh man, I could go on all day about this.
No, they're mostly words that 2-year-olds shouldn't learn. But,
Tilts his head in confusion,
Nice.
snaps his head to Nanto like 2-year-old.
yeah,
But doesn't say
know. Yeah,
Oh,
I just catch the look and I'm like, yeah.
More close to 1.5, but who's counting?
Even
I
worse.
put him on the hat. So come on, I gotta ask, Masalas, is the name just a coincidence?
Whatever do you mean?
I give him a look.
Are you?
Can I insight this guy?
Yeah, you certainly can try.
I'm gonna try. It's not my best skill.
Come on, Betty. You know you're famous. I know you're famous.
that nat one though says otherwise.
Oh no!
No.
And so you just
Dante wouldn't know about.
no,
Alright,
he
so I just-
doesn't know anything to be
Hold
suspicious
it
of.
just about 30 seconds because I completely buy it, and she just huffs. She's like, "All right, well, I mean, you know, I only know the name Masalas from the king, so I figured, what in the hell are you doing here?"
Oh, you mean the king? I understand the confusion. No, yes, I am named after the royal family. It's a relatively common name in the Vindani Empire.
Is that right?
Yes. Why? Do you know of them?
She looks at Nanto.
He shrugs.
Huh. What would a gladiator know about nobles?
Well, quite. Though I am very appreciative that you decided to save this noble. Suffice it to say, I am just merely named after his kingship. Now, is there anything I can help you with?
Yeah. Came here to see if there's any leads on how to find Flashheart. Because, well, you know better than most people that I owe him one.
Well, you and I both, I think. As for where Flashheart might have gone, you didn't learn a lot trapped in a cell in a dungeon, I'm afraid.
No.
If I were you,
Since
I'd...
then.
Well, since then, I've just been hanging out here and recuperating. But
Getting all fat and sassy.
if I were you... Getting all fantastic. If I were you, I would try to track down that torturer fellow of his. He seemed to be a bit more aware of what was going on around there. As I say, you don't learn much in a dungeon, but certainly he seemed to know the most.
I don't know the torturer's name, do I? Just the way that he looks.
No, but you can
Okay,
certainly ask.
So, yeah, I'll go ahead and ask Masalas then, or Masalas the Fourth, or whatever. Right, yeah, you didn't catch a name while he was working over your first body by any chance, did you?
Well, most I just heard refer to him as the Inquisitor, which I always thought was a rather fanciful name and, frankly, a bit egotistical. But
Yeah, pretty full of it, I agree.
but one time,
One named after a king.
you're not there. One time, one time
Out of character.
I did hear someone refer to him by name.
Oh,
Is it Tony Lizuto?
Tony what?
Lizuto.
Zuto.
I had a Tony Lizuto a couple of weeks ago at this Italian restaurant. It was great.
Does the name mean anything to me? Nanto, the name mean anything to you? Like,
Can I
is it
history?
associated
No, it's
with any culture?
it's
Yeah, I don't know.
culturally. Yeah, give me a history check to see if you can recognize culturally where the name comes from.
Maybe. 13.
Okay. Let's see how Will does. 10.
Straight 10.
Nice.
Will is an utter blank to you. Nanto, from all your far traveling as well, you would have come across a great many different names from a great many different places.
I used all my dice on fighting Baroque.
Sounds like someone from the Kalimshite area,
Alan Shite.
which is broadly where Kalimport is. It's to the south, far to the south of the Sword Coast.
Ah, got it.
Near Schult.
Anything else?
Nanto will just mention well, the name certainly rings of Kalimport.
Yes, he had the accent, but I couldn't tell you. Well, he was bald, scarred, had a cane as he walked. Always seemed to be
That narrows it
drooling.
down a great deal.
Always seemed to be drooling a little bit as well.
Oh, well, that's unbecoming of any noble.
Well, he may have dressed like a noble, but honestly, from the way he talked and sounded, it didn't sound like one. I mean,
You
he...
don't suppose his looks were an illusion, do you?
Could have been. As I say, I was in the prison cell. There's no way of me really determining such.
Good point.
I don't know.
Well,
Was
thank
so
you very
angry,
much.
I
though.
was... Oh, I'm sorry. Go on. Go on.
Oh, well, thank you very much, though. I'm sure that, although traumatic, that bit of information may come in handy.
I hope so. I mean, I must say it was rather satisfying to stab that young fellow through the chest with that spear during the escape, but such are the ways of these things. Is there anything else I might help you with? Would you like some olives?
Don't.
Are they green or black olives?
Both. It's a mix.
Oh,
These ones are actually
Oh.
purple.
Although there's about like 2 green ones left, and the rest are just black. He seems to be
okay.
picking.
Well, I mean-
He seems to be picking at them.
I mean,
Yeah.
he's right.
Picky. No, I don't want any olives.
They've had the stones removed. Don't worry.
I'm not.
Stones! Not the pits, mind you. The stones.
Didn't take you as the kind of guy without stones. After what we've been through, I can see that I may have been wrong.
Oh, what a wonderful play on words.
Thank you. I thought it was pretty good myself. I high-five Nanto.
Clunk, clunk. The 2 metal plates connecting.
Yeah, it is. It's cling.
Clunk. Well, I mean,
No, for real. Marcellus, you're alright. You, prisoners of war together, whatever. No, I don't want any olives unless they're attached to liquor. That's kind of what I do.
I mean, help yourself is
In a martini glass.
just
Exactly.
vaguely gestures. There's like a few bottles of wine on the cabinet nearby. Help yourself if you wish. As I won't mind. There seems to
Won't
be
be
plenty
missed?
around here. No, not at all. Envoys of the Empire seem to get plenty of privileges.
And she does. She goes for the wine. She's about to ask Nanto which one he likes when she thinks of something. Actually, Marcellus, you know what? Maybe you can help me with something. When
Oh.
you're done here, you're gonna be heading back from where you came from, right?
Well, yes. I mean, now that I've been released, it's a simple well, I still need to set about my task of establishing relations with local adventurers, but yes, eventually I'll be returning home. Why?
You're gonna be here a little while longer, I suppose.
Oh, yes. At least a week.
Well, you want to check up on me before you leave?
I suppose I can do that. Of course.
Slow
Why?
it a little bit. We could share a drink.
And as a sort of smile starts to steal across his face. Are you asking me out on a date?
No, cursed by the love gods.
Well, let's see if I can remove that curse. I'll be delighted to take you out on a date.
Oh my god, punch him in the face.
I mean, you did this one to yourself.
Oh no.
That's
He may be dead.
not.
He might
Would
be
I-
dead tomorrow morning.
Yeah.
Someone will be dead at the very least.
Oh.
He's gonna be sucklexed in half.
Oh my god.
And Will blushes and turns really pink again. It's not. Whatever. Just I'm gonna take the booze and leave. And she doesn't really have words for it. And she's got a fairly fair complexion, rosy cheeks, but not just like her whole head is bright pink. She's like, that's not what I meant. But I guess it gets the job done. All right.
Aw.
Nato, you got any preference of wine?
Oh no, but I have an extensive knowledge of their flavor profiles.
Great. Pick out one for Dwayne then.
Okay, let's see. And he's just going to like look around, and he's going to find pretty much the sweetest white he can.
Yeah,
Okay.
you can certainly do
now
that.
grab another one at random because I deserve it. Damn it.
Okay, so you can each add a fine bottle of wine. Oh no, presumably one of them is going straight to Dwayne.
Wow.
But yeah, you can take
Yeah,
a fine bottle of wine.
Unless Nanto wants one.
Oh, absolutely not.
Not even
Okay,
for cooking.
and
He's going to take the fine bottle of white and hand it to the man.
okay,
Yeah, so I look at Marcellus and I'm like, it's not. Or he didn't. Puts her helmet back on and leaves.
BC, or and yeah, you make your way out with your 2 bottles of wine. Hand one off to Dwayne as soon as you leave, and he's like, "Oh,
Yeah, sorry about that, Dwayne. It's nothing against you, buddy. Forgive me.
oh, I'm well used to it. Don't worry."
No, it's not. I take the helmet off again. It's on off today. Her hair is a mess.
On and off, on and off.
The blonde hair is very messed up at this point.
Yeah.
It's not like that. I mean it.
He just shrugs. All right, well, what is it like then?
I'm not above or below you. We all have the same blood.
Nato doesn't have blood. Come on.
Speak
Will
for
doesn't know
yourself.
that.
Yes.
Will doesn't know that.
Yeah, no, he wouldn't sass about that.
He just gives this shrug, like, all right, well, thanks for the wine. It really,
Yeah,
it doesn't.
either forgive me or don't, but you get a wine bottle out of it anyway, so...
He just like waves it to Will, like, there's nothing to forgive, just the job. But okay, and then he just like turns. He's got like a packet inside and just slips it inside. And well, come on then, let's get you on your way. Leaves you out the palace, out through the gardens, back out through the gatehouse. You're back in the streets after a few moments. Oh, sorry, Will.
Yeah, I cross my arms, look at Nanto, I'm like, yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. Went well.
Oh, that
Duchess is a
swimming.
royal pain, though.
Oh, well, I think that's part of her job, isn't it?
Being a royal pain?
Well, she is royalty.
Well, if it's her job, then she deserves a promotion. Come on,
Oh,
let's go meet
yes.
the others.
Unfortunately, by the royal hierarchies, I doubt any promotion is possible. Duchess, he's just going to ramble about, like, noble families and honorifics and such.
I'm gonna uncork the bottle of wine with my teeth and smell it and see what it is.
Just down it in one. La 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 la.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm ready. I'm ready to meet up with the others.
Meant
Yep.
to put this up earlier, but I forgot. This is what Miss Alice looks like, although he's in slightly different but similarly noble clothing. Anyway, so yeah,
Oh,
you
he looks-
make
Yeah.
so you make your way out of the ducal castle, meet up with the others. It looks like
The Jabot in front of his plate armor looks really weird because it looks combined, and it looks like he has a ruffled plate metal, which is really weird.
I
That's
kinda-
amazing.
I would love ruffled plate metal, but that kind of undermines the point entirely. So,
Exactly.
and it looks like you're making your way through the streets. You're heading over towards the central marketplace, which is vaguely where you would always meet up with everyone once you split up. And just starting, some of the stores are starting to get manned. There's a bit more noise out in Daggerford. Some of the people calling out, trying to attract people to their stores. Go ahead, Will.
The strength contest guys able to take care of that damage that was caused.
So the strength contest guys, I mean, it's a demolished cart. There's not much they can do about it, but it seems like the cart owner has mostly been appeased by a pouch of gold that's been handed over. It's more or less what he'd been expecting to earn anyway. Now he's just sort of sitting around and just he's got like a the cart's been sort of, the debris of it have been smushed to the side, and he's now just got a simple wooden table with these creepy dolls laid out a lot across it. So maybe he might make double this day. We'll see.
I mean, I do love my little doll.
Yeah, you do love your
What did
creepy
you
doll.
name it, Nanto?
Rupert.
Square.
Oh, his name is Little Rupert.
Oh, well, I'm glad you like Little Rupert. Make sure to freak out the others with it. Sure did scare the armor off of me.
Well, I don't see what's so scary about him.
Well, you made it float.
Oh, did I? Oh, I did?
Yeah, you did. We were ready to smash it, but I made sure that it wasn't a ghost or nothing.
Oh, I hardly noticed.
Nice. Nice one, DM.
There you go. So you're trooping your way back through to the central square, and there you see, just as you're making your way over there, I think it had been long enough, Ravenous and Lyroon coming out from Victoria's Secret. Buruk sort of standing not quite directly outside, just awkwardly far enough away that you feel safe, but close enough that you can join with them.
Awkwardly far enough away.
Yeah, awkwardly far enough away.
Not so much awkwardness. He just knows he doesn't have too much business there. He's checking out the stalls, perhaps grabbing some pastries, if anyone's already set them up in the morning. Just generally minding his own business, which does not, as it happens, include any magic shops in it.
Yeah, and
Obviously, no magic.
Yeah. Will?
Hey, you guys.
Oh, hello. How's it been?
Hello.
Well, didn't get thrown back in jail, so that's always a good thing.
That's already better than expected, really. How'd it go? Got any good news? Bad news?
I found a friend, and he's going to bring out Little Rupert.
When you pull the string this time, DM.
He will pull the string.
Okay, so yeah, it produces this horrifying doll that's got like this ink penned smiley face on the front now. Just pulls the string. I will never leave you.
Oh, listen to that. He's so loyal.
He really likes
Like,
it.
oh,
Don't break
he's
it.
so cute.
Burke is staring at it, sort of. Who's the clockmaker of these things? And
What's
she's
the
also the clockmaker.
Oh.
You haven't seen those around. Oh crap! I just rolled something in a different server. Whoops. One moment. But there are. I've seen some of these being made around the towns when I was traveling to here. Just a tinker's toy, really.
Nice.
Can I do anything else?
I don't know. Nanto?
Not particularly. They're just a wonderful friend.
I'm sure they are. I'm sure. And as that happens, Brooke would be sort of, with his uneducated mind when it comes to magical things, still try and feel out if there's anything, ominous about this.
Evil.
God.
Give me an insight check. Or Arcana.
Use his
But I
divine
think
I
insight.
think 12 as an Arcana.
Yeah, I think that kind of works. There's nothing magical. I mean, you're fearful of all things magical anyway, but it seems unsettling as hell. But it doesn't seem to be sentient. The eyes don't quite seem to move.
Yeah, so it just seems some craftsman's toy.
Yep.
Sorry,
Yeah.
you said the eyes don't quite seem to move.
Mhm.
So they do a little bit.
Yeah. I mean, they're googly eyes, so like they sort of rattle
follow
around,
you.
but like, yeah, they don't see. They don't seem to follow you. It's more just like you could believe they would.
Burke goes, could I hold it for a minute?
Oh, certainly. As long as you give it back.
Don't
Of course.
break
of course.
Ravenous says to Nanto, "Hey Nanto, speaking of friends,
Oh, yes.
me and Lyroon are the best friends to you right now." And so she.
Sorry, go on.
I was going to say, so she brings out her bag of holding, which she has now discovered is a very useful tool,
Yes.
and rummages around in there to wait until she feels the neck of this instrument. and just very slowly and very dramatically starts pulling it out bit by bit, going da 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 da, like doing her own music. Da, da, da,
Oh, he loves the
Yeah.
show. He loves the show.
Ravenous, give me a performance check. So
Yes!
Nanto, what you see is Ravenous like singing like da 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 da, and like she delves her hand into this bag of holding, which actually Victoria like identified as well while you were there, but essentially
No, because the apothecary guy told me what it was.
no, he told you what it was, but not how it works. And Ravenous like delves her hand in, and like there's this, what's meant to be this dramatic show tune, but actually comes out just like da da da, and she just like pulls out though, and it's an impressive feat despite the horrible off-key tune that she's performing. Her hand delves in 7 performance. And that hand wraps around this something inside the bag and starts lifting out, and it's a small leather bag, but what she's pulling out of it is impossible for its contents, and there's just this long neck,
Trick as well.
a long neck of a cittern, and then the full body, and it is the most wondrous, exquisitely made cittern you have ever seen in all of your days, all of your 2.5 years.
Was it a cittern or a bandor?
Or a bandor, which I think basically looks like a cittern from what I can tell.
Got it. Just want to make sure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Once it's fully emerged from the bag, she drops the bag onto the floor, gets onto one knee, and sort of holds it out as if it were like a beautiful sword, and just bows her head and goes, "This is for you."
That's great.
Nanto
Lila's having fun.
Nanto will make a gasping noise. Again, obviously not needing air, still makes a gasping noise. And he will just kind of beam up at this and like, you mean it, truly.
This is truly for you, from me and Lyroon.
Yes, indeed, it's a combined effort. Also, Lyroon is wearing his hat, and he's wearing a second hat on top of his hat.
hat.
Yeah, exactly. He has a hat for a hat.
Nanto wouldn't question it. That's just a fashion choice.
Oh, what does actually the hat disguise look like?
You. Yeah, Will can question it for you, but I'm gonna let the thing with Nanto happen.
He will take hold of this bandor, and he will hold it just kind of like contemplating, and he feels truly honored in the presence of his friends.
Is that a beholder statue?
That's
Sorry.
what it looks like.
Oh, in the fountain.
Great, I love it.
Yeah, so I mean, this is like the central marketplace, and it looks like it's been sort of overtaken by all of those wooden stalls where you'd seen a few people staking out prime positions before. Now that you can see why they were doing that, because in the center there's just this cluster fudge of wooden stalls covered in various coverings, and it's just chaos in the middle. Over in the distance there is a fountain with what might be a beholder statue, who knows. And yeah, you make this lovely exchange. These two friends buying the other one a sitter, and you can see Buruk as well. All of his chain metal armor seems to be now back in perfect condition once more. All of the little ringlets repaired after his visit to Blacksmith, while the others were at Victoria's Secret.
And as this is happening, I would be pulling on that string just to see what other interesting, ominous, creepy quotes come out.
Oh, that's a great point. It's because Nanto had the doll out. He would go, because he wants to pick up the bandor so bad, he would simply drop and put his hands up in surprise, and the doll will levitate next to him as he reaches out to get the bandor.
Oh no, that means Buruk can't have it!
No, I mean, it's fine. I've seen plenty of Nanto's antics.
Okay.
How strongly are you holding onto that doll as I try to grab it?
Oh, he's just levitating it. If you like try to seize it, he'll let go.
Yeah, I think that basically happens, and
Yeah.
I pull on it once and then observe what's happening between you guys.
So there's a brief snatch, and he just pulls the string and lets go, and then you just hear this voice, "I want to meet all your other friends."
I'm not too happy with that prospect.
No,
He
the timing
continues
seems a little
holding.
bit too good.
Yeah, I'm watching the rest of it, and as that happens, I just quietly, almost whispered, "Actually, can I do it stealthily?" I'd like to whisper to Leroon something.
Go for it. Yeah,
Nanto is entirely obsessed with the Bandor right now.
yeah. I think attention's focused on this moment, so I think you're good to do that. What are you whispering?
She just goes, "How much did that thing cost?"
All of our gold.
You must be joking, right?
Not at all. It's
You
very powerful.
Powerful? That's a guitar. Like according to Buruk, you just gave a kilo of gold for a guitar.
It's the power of music.
Power of
And-
music.
and well, Baruch, do you remember what happened in when at the manor when Nanto was able to convince those men to stop stabbing us? This would help in that situation exactly.
I see what you mean, but in that case, I think we'd rather buy him a proper sword. He would also help, you know.
And Lyron says something, that's heresy to Baruch. He says there are some problems that could be solved better without a sword.
Nonsense.
Yes, but to my mind, giving up all of your gold for an instrument is one of those problems. To hells with it. Let the man enjoy it.
Nanto will, beaming with positive, happy energies, he will just say, I can't say that anyone's ever gifted anything so great to me before.
Oh,
Rabbit goes and gives you a big old hug, a big clunky hug, with your
Flunky,
arm.
clanky hug.
Just a big old clanky hug.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Will hides her, puts her helmet back on to hide that she has feelings.
Yeah, I
to be
can
fair though, feelings are gross.
imagine Ravenous the tail wrapping around as well as you do this.
No, it's like wagging like.
Oh, okay. It's wagging like
Like a dog.
She's like, "Yay, you liked it!" Wag,
Oh,
wag, wag,
that's
wag,
so
wag,
cute!
wag.
I promise to you, each and every one of you right now, I will use this to tell your tales in the greatest way that I can possibly deliver.
Hey, if that's what you're doing, make sure to throw a tale or two about Nanto the Great in there, huh?
I may just have to now.
That's so cute.
That's a yay.
So,
Will
reunite.
is more impressed with the armor, to be fair. Like, she's happy that Nanto's happy, but she is gonna, well, I imagine Nanto's gonna give it a little test drive, right? Plucking a few strings.
Performance check.
Yeah.
While he's doing that, she's
Nat one.
she's checking out Baruch's armor.
Yeah, it's been mended up. You can definitely see it's the same set of armor, but in the few places where the rings were either cut through or, a couple of them, not in this but previous times, have been melted off. You can still see dark marks on the rings, but there are clear streaks of new fresh metal laid in between.
What is it?
So Windra's, standing aside, letting Nanto have his moment, looks at Baruch and she's like, "Hey, it's looking pretty good. Repair's
Yep.
done, right?"
Yep, just as always. I swear
Always.
I swear that man earns more than his gold. Oh, you tell me you don't know of the armorer?
Boy.
Surely fighting in this town, you would have been to him at least a few times.
I mean, I usually maintain Gramsci's armor myself.
Same, but once it's all gone, you have to get someone more expert at it to look at it.
Yeah, that's for sure. Well, sorry your armor got damaged.
Not the first time, not the last time.
Yeah, but I feel like this time was kind of my fault.
Yeah. Blame Hala on it if you want.
Blame
And-
Paula.
Where is Hala? Is she gonna be meeting us there? It's almost time for our match.
One way to find out.
Yeah.
I don't take the kobolds one for oversleeping, but she did not enjoy being out in the sun too much. And with the weather, maybe she just decided to take a day off. We'll see.
What, and miss the fight?
So from what she was saying last night, you would have. She seemed to have a fight that was coming tomorrow, but it didn't seem to be your fight.
I don't think Will would have put the pieces together. She's expecting to fight side by side with Hala.
Gotcha. So.
Yeah. I actually have it in my notes. Where's Hala? The next note is Lyroon killed a man.
Yeah.
Still need to resolve that one.
Still need to resolve that part.
So, with that, you handed over your new cittern over to Nanto. Brute's got his armor repaired. You've identified a bunch of questionable items and some potions. You have discussed with the Duchess and discovered the nature of Cornelius. We'll wait till Ravenous is back, but you might want to explain that one as well to the rest of the party.
Quick thing. Could you describe what the Hat of Disguise looks like?
Yes.
You did ask that, sorry.
Sorry, I missed that.
It's disguised.
It's disguised.
Because I'm currently wearing it on top of my straw hat.
Yeah.
Yeah, Lyroon, you got a hat on your hat.
Give me. I'll respond to that after.
After the description, we just got to wait for Ravenous to come back because I don't want to explain it twice.
It's a
not the
lovely
strangest.
fashion statement.
Yeah, it's not the strangest hat we've seen around here.
Okay. Just
Did
come.
see Nanto wear a dress and robe on top of his clothes recently, to be fair.
Okay. So now Ravenous is back. So the hat that is on top of Lyroon's head, and this is it in its undisguised state. So it's this natural state of the hat of disguise. It is a fedora with a singular orange feather sticking out, and then because of Lyroon's hat, which is much larger than a fedora, it's sort of just perched awkwardly on top of it and just sort of balancing on top. There you go.
I take it off and put it on top of Will's head.
Milady.
You attempt to put it on top of Will's head, as she just reaches out and grips your hand with her gauntlet. What
Can
do you
I
think
make
you're doing?
a dexterity check or side of?
I think it'll be a contested grapple, so that'll be acrobatics versus athletics.
Sure, I'll roll some acrobatics.
The nat one from Will is not promising. There we go. So 18 from Lyroon. There we go. So yeah, he's just reaching out with the hat, and you reach out your gauntlet to try and grab his wrist, but Monkshire.
Accidentally punched myself in the face?
Just grasping at empty air. He's already far flung out of the way, and the hat is atop your head before you even clenching the empty air.
Why are we doing this? And she sounds genuinely irritated.
That is the Hat of Disguise that we were borrowing from from Lady Victoria. That should help us.
Not stealing it.
Definitely not stealing it.
Yeah. I mean, the emphasis is for Will because she doesn't know that this interaction happened.
Yep.
We are borrowing it from Lady Victoria in order to better disguise ourselves so we can find the leader of the Crimson Cleavers.
Oh. Well, okay, that's good reason. Why is it on my helmet?
I was feeling silly.
I try and use the Hat of Disguise.
It doesn't work. It's humans. So yeah, unfortunately, you try to use it and it seems to be bust or broken. You can't tell.
I don't think your hat's working. I think
it. Put it on top of my hat. Be silly again.
It looks dashing on both of you, really.
Start the attunement process.
Brooke, please. Like she's very upset about a hat for whatever reason.
Oh, you know, with that helmet on, you just can't see how well it looks on you.
Seriously.
That's part of the magic.
No, just look.
Nanto, tell her. It looks amazing, doesn't it?
It looks ravishing.
What does Ravenous think of it?
It looks silly. I want to wear it.
Oh, okay. Hands the hat over.
No hats. no skirts, no plowing dresses. No, thank you. I'll stick to my armor. Keep playing with your hat. I'll catch you guys at the arena. And she's like way too upset about the hat.
I keep forgetting that you're using like plow as an expletive, and I'm like, what type of dresses do you wear to plow fields? What? This is my plowing dress.
This is my plowing dress.
Plowing is in The Witcher, so the F word.
Yeah. It's because Flair doesn't swear. So,
Flair doesn't swear, but Will does a lot. So there has to be some kind of a stand-in.
So with that, you have various items exchanged, and a brand new fedora with an orange feather placed on top of Ravenous' head to start.
Fancy bandor.
Does that mean I'm attuning it?
If you wear it for an hour, you'll be attuning it. It's actually probably a conversation you guys should have at some point. Who's going to be wearing it?
Who's actually going to be doing the negotiation process?
When you meet the Crimson Cleavers contact, but
I've got an idea for
It's going to be me naturally.
definitely, Burke. That will definitely work out great.
Honestly, if you need one person to insist that mimics don't exist, I'm your man. And that is their code to tell them that this is the person you have to talk to.
Yeah, exactly. So, worth reading over that letter. But first of all, you have an arena to fight. So, when you're having these conversations, you're just making your way out of this marketplace over towards Daggerford Arena. And you find yourself back at that sort of Colosseum-style circular arena. There's the stands. They are filled to the brim. And for the first time ever, the Royal Box has people inside it.
Now, I do need to ask, did I have time to attune to my bandol?
I'm afraid not, actually.
Yes.
You will after the arena, but yeah, I mean, you're basically getting it. It's about 9:30. The arena starts at 10. So
Got it.
yeah, unfortunately, you won't have time to attune it.
Oh, that's just the best.
What?
I thought
That
it
was
was
an
cute.
amazing art. Yep.
Oh, let me.
Hang on. I'll put these into the PowerPoint.
I
Hang
didn't
on.
mean to distract anybody.
But it's so very good to be distracted by such wonderful things.
Sorry.
It's so good. Oh.
There you go.
This is from the last session, but just I've had it this whole week. So.
Beautiful.
Shaw!
And
That's
then,
that sound effect.
so this is. Remind me, what was this? This is Nanto.
This is when Nanto saw the cupboard full
of disguises. Yeah. And this is when Ravenous came across the old tired dog by the fire over in the Cappy Cow. So
yeah, I didn't have room to draw the dog's tail wagging, but I figured Ravenous' tail wagging.
I
you
think
get
it's
the
clear
idea.
enough from the expression.
Yeah, I described it as my tail was wagging more than his was. So
Yeah, so it's kind of perfect. So you start trooping your way over towards Daggerford Arena. You reach the entrance. The adventure. Sorry, go ahead, Will.
Yeah, just once she simmers down a little bit and manages to be less embarrassed, she will say, "Oh, right, almost forgot. Hey, got this wine bottle from Masalas. Here." Hands it in the direction of Ravenous Lyroon Baruch. It's like super fancy wine, so if any of you are interested.
put it in my bag of holding. I happened to pick up quite a bit of alcohol from the flat. Yeah, it turns out the inside of my bag had a lot more in it than I knew.
Well, alcohol's to be drunk, not stored.
I will store it for the celebration after our victory.
Good call. Good call indeed.
Sure.
Okay.
However,
You
I got
did
this nice whiskey. One shot for luck. Each.
One shot for luck.
That sounds good to me.
So she pulls out this bottle.
Courage.
Pulls out this bottle of what you'd all recognise as dragon whiskey, because Ravenous consumed it the other day and Will would know it anyway. But the label looks a bit different to other bottles you've seen. It's a sort of electric blue outline around the edge of the label, and you can see Nitro written on the front.
Well, tell you what, you guys want to do the shots right before the match? Really dazzle the crowd?
I would prefer not to, thank you very much.
Oh, come on. It'll be fine.
I don't think it's the time to experiment. That's
I
it.
would
Lyron, take this. and we'll deal with that later.
Oh. Okay.
Secrets?
Secret
What,
stuff.
what?
Secret stuff.
Yeah.
Burke's handing over to Lyroon,
Oh.
apparently.
Secrets.
Okay.
It's super serious stuff. Don't worry about it. Hey,
Oh.
Larry Space.
Sorry,
Okay.
apologies. Not happening.
So Will, Ravenous, you two are going to have a shot, is that right?
I'd like to have mine right before the match, but then as Baruch speaks, Will might look uncharacteristically worried. Oh. Right, yeah. Sticks. Are you guys sure you want me along? I mean, the truth is, I'm not really recovered yet. I'm not gonna be at full strength. I thought that maybe Hella was coming along, but I don't see her anywhere. I'm
And
just
if-
gonna be weighing you guys down.
And
And
if
she's very unhappy about saying that.
if Hala's not here, we most certainly need your help. We'll be outnumbered as it is.
Will, today I witnessed you fling the head of a strength test off into the distance and crash careening into some innocent man's cart, smashing it to little itty bitty pieces.
And that
As
was
far as
really
I-
cool.
As far as I'm
That saved it
concerned,
all.
if you're capable of that, I know you're capable of even more, and we would be honored to have you.
And trust me, I've seen you fight. I've felt you fight. We need you.
Look, Will, we did have an arrangement in this fight. I mean, I'm happy to take a victory if you want to step out, but it's going to be a hollow one. Neither of us will like this, will we?
No, especially when I know that I could kick your tail. Do you have a tail? Never
No.
mind. Yeah, she doesn't know. She hasn't met many of whatever the hell Baruch is. She doesn't really know. She hasn't asked.
Hobgoblins, but yeah, hadn't come across many. So, you're trooping your way across town. You reach the entrance, to the adventurer, so the combatant entrance to this Colosseum-style arena. There you see the usual suspects. This is a weedy-looking fellow with his arms crossed, leaning against the side. Oh, you're back again? Good to see you, Will. You here for this special fight? Liana told me there'll be you're taking on what the Dalliances were meant to take on. Is that right?
Yes.
Well, I don't see any dalliances around. And someone has to entertain the crowd, right?
What exactly was it that they were meant to take on? She's still not really sure about this.
You just
Which, from what you've seen from Will, that's weird, right?
just gives this broad smile and nods to Will. Well, it's your favourite, isn't it?
Oh no.
No way.
Way. Go on in. Crowd's waiting.
No.
And she looks to the others. And I really hope that the answer is yes, but last chance. You guys sure you want a depowered Will along with you to fight one of them?
Oh,
Well, I don't know what one of
it's
them is,
yeah.
but I believe if we are going to fight anything, we would be honored to have you. Nay, we want to have you, Will.
Want to do it without you.
A deal's a deal.
Oh, I don't like that.
And you can hear this roaring from inside the arena.
Not a fan of
This
this.
colossal beast of some kind that's waiting inside for you. And you get led inside. You make your way out.
All right, if you guys are sure, let's do this. Holds her warhammer, leans it over one shoulder. You still got that whiskey there, Ravenous?
Hold the whiskey up. Oh, yes.
Alrighty, get ready. Crowd's gonna love this.
Excelsior!
And so you led out into this arena, and it's the same arena you were in previously, although the arrangement's different now. And you can see there's splats of blood across it from the previous bouts. It seems, well, you were promised the first fight of the morning. It's the first major fight of the morning. There's already been one somewhere, and there's like various broken stones,
My
spikes. Yeah. Where do you
I
want
was
to?
about to say, it looks quite a bit spikier than you used to.
Yeah, it seems to have been decorated with various dangers, and there's a pit in the middle, and you can hear this whistling sound from boop, 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 from inside. You can see the starting area. We won't be doing the combat, but just where are you going to be, just so I can set you up.
Up front and
Northeast.
center.
Okay, front, center, northeast.
I would
would
be-
just spawn. Sorry, go on.
I would be pretty much the middle as close as I can get to that starting area.
Buruk would just mention to Ravenous, remember the last time? On the wall might be a bit safer. As he takes one of the front spaces as well.
Yeah, and Willet's like really amped. She like bashes her shield into Baruch a teensy bit just to get him worked up as well.
He looks at you, nods, and he also gives you a friendly
Yeah!
bash into the shoulder. Let's go for it.
Where are you going, Ravenous?
On the other side from where Nanto is. I don't need to be full front.
So out the back, but there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all around there.
Yeah,
Okay.
let's go for it. Daggerford! And she's gonna sip the, push her helmet back, sip the dragon whiskey. Let whatever's gonna happen, then push her helmet back down.
Okay, so you sit back. I assume you do as well, Ravenous?
Yeah, like I look to Will and we sort of bring our supposed shot glasses that we got from somewhere.
Don't even worry about it. It's
Yeah.
fine.
Just
Yeah.
carry those
We just
around.
drink at the same time.
Yeah. So again, you feel that familiar warmth rushing down to your stomach and burgeoning back upwards, far more fearsome than last time though. And it's this roaring electric blue jet of flame roars out of your mouth, a good 10 feet away from your mouth. It's quite dangerous actually. And it's like plumes up, and then all the crowd's going wild. Ah! And you can actually see there's Beatrice from the royal box like cheering along, and she looks delighted.
Yeah, I point to her like, you girl!
Yeah.
This
Touch
is your
it.
day!
Duchess Morwen's just sitting there with her arms crossed, but there's like a singular eyebrow arches watching your little display, and you can hear this roaring of a titanic beast from opposite you, and you see that you feel. Go ahead.
Sorry. Sorry. Continue your thing or whatever, but I would like to cast a spell before combat starts.
Yeah, combat won't be starting this episode, don't worry.
I just want to say it this episode before I forget.
Yeah, go for it. So, and you start to feel the ground shaking underneath. This colossal beast making its way out from opposite you. But first, before it comes out, there's a bunch of much smaller humanoid, sort of lizardy forms, what you'd recognise as kobolds, all start scattering out from the exit opposite you.
It's a good thing Hala's not here.
Good thing Hala's not here.
Yeah.
I'm worried that Hala is here.
He's watching.
Yeah, it's actually on the opposite side.
Yeah, I was like,
Oh no.
This is her fight.
This is why she wanted to save her strength.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they all march outwards and form up into a line opposite the five of you, taking position, and then there's this colossal beast thumping out, this huge green, bright emerald green dragon roaring, colossal wings spreading outwards. It's not quite a full adult, you can see it's not as big as it could be, but it's certainly big enough to be very threatening. There's this line of kobolds arranged in front of it.
I'll just shout out challenges to it in Draconic. This is my favorite enemy.
There you go.
Nice.
So there's this bulbous, almost like frog-like bulge under its chin, where it seems to have gathered something, preparing. There's this emerald green glow running down its chest, pouring up its neck, getting ready for something. And you can see there's this, as I say, this row of kobolds, and Will's like shouting challenges out in Draconic towards this, getting ready. Lyroon, what's the spell you're casting?
Lyroon, hey, move.
Casting Hayes.
What's the move spell?
Lyroon makes some, hand gestures, and there's a brief twist in the wind that smells faintly of evergreen trees that focuses on Will, Baruch, and Lyroon, and you are all blessed.
There you go.
Thank you.
So yeah, the Fey magic's taking hold on that faint fragrance, and you just feel yourself slight warmth rushing through your bodies. Burke, as far as you're aware, it's just the excitement of battle taking hold.
Yeah.
They're good.
There's also the very slight sound of laughter on the wind.
This is so Nanto-esque.
Well, he's
Also,
off the
quick
Fey.
question. Would Baruch know anything of this type of dragons?
Give me a nature check.
He definitely hasn't met one of these, but
You might have heard tales. Give me a nature check.
Yeah. that will be a 13.
While he's doing that, as this scent of pine mixes in the air and the laughter rolls forth, yeah, you hear that, you big green scaly handbag? Enjoy the show while you can, because it's going to be your last. In Draconic.
Perfect. And you just
Green scaly handbag.
And it just roars like up into the air. Pray! I will eat your bones and crunch them between my teeth, and your flesh will melt. And he just carries on like that.
Yeah.
Is that in
Yeah,
Draconic or common?
In Draconic.
So we're like, huh?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, he just seems to be roaring most and like dragony speaky, much as Will had. Lyroon's is blessing, Will is taunting. Buruk, what are you doing?
Actually, sorry. And Lyroon will yell out in Draconic. Yeah, just shut up.
So you just hear this from Lyroon, which is just shut up. Buruk.
Like, I'm staring over at Buruk, confused as much as he is back at me.
So oddly enough, I'm not at all confused. I'm listening into this with great delight. Burke also speaks Draconic by the way.
Just everyone speaks Draconic.
I look at Nanto like, what the heck?
Yeah.
We all speak Draconic, except Ravenous.
Nanto doesn't.
No, okay, at least two members of don't. But Burke, what are you doing?
Yeah, so I'm kind of, just measuring how big this creature is. It definitely seems to be quite a bit larger and more annoying than most things we fought. But, a good strike with a longsword should do. I grab that. I grab one of their acid vials into my hand, just in case. I didn't bring a shield with me this time, unfortunately. So the vial is basically on my belt, ready to pick up at a moment's notice. And yeah, I'm just looking at it and quietly mention to Will, let's not count the kobolds for the fight, shall we? It's whoever gets the dragon's head.
Well, then you're at a disadvantage, buddy. Crippled as I am, dragons, they're kind of my thing.
Well, let's see about it. Hopefully
Yeah,
the other three will
let's.
deal. And at that he would just shout out in Draconic to the dragon, "Hey, there's bets on your head."
And as bets, your head will be in my stomach. It just roars up. Ravenous.
No gold on that one.
Ravenous.
Looking between like the dragon, Will, Lyroon, and Buruk, and just kind of going, heck is going on?
What?
Like,
Yeah.
everyone's just making weird roary sounds, and I'm just like, heck, what gibberish is this?
Yeah, Nanto shrugs along with her, just like, They sound very excited and into it, though.
You're damn right we are.
Yeah, I mean, so it's kind of like when there's an overly long alien speech in a film and there's no subtitles. It just keeps going. There's just no explanation.
How long is this gonna go on?
So, Ravenous, you're just looking confused.
There you go.
There we go.
Thank you.
Draconic Lithuanian erupts. Ravenous, you're, I assume, in position. You're just waiting.
Waiting for the fight to start, wondering what the heck everyone's roaring about.
Nanto, I assume you're the same.
I am preparing, but I don't think I have any buff spells to hand out.
Okay, so I think that's everyone prepared.
Yeah,
The fight is ready.
Most of mine are like Healing Word, Featherfall, Suggest. Yeah, I don't have anything that's buff worthy.
Yeah. So we'll call it there then. So thank you very much, guys. Hope you enjoyed that. We'll be ready for a dramatic dragon fight next week. I always underestimate how far we'll go with the roleplay before we get to the combat.
We like each other.
Yeah, it's good.
Like,
It's a good thing.
We spend the whole time doing just the combat, and I was like, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
To be fair,
I actually time talking to Will.
I actually thought that we were going to be, had this arena battle 2 episodes ago.
You don't have.
Remember that the sewer took 4.
Yeah.
Meant to be like half of 1, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
I think my best point of measurement is that we were trying to speed through the guard encounter. It took us a full session to do 3 rounds.
Oh yeah.
just so much flavor. But
I would like to say, before we cut off, I do think that we deserve a nice crowd cheering sound effect. I'm just saying.
oh, hang
Can
on.
we get some crowd cheering?
Can we get?
Yeah, I feel like we deserve a little bit of crowd cheering.
Make it happen, Deanne.
Hang
Will
on.
is here fighting crippled, but whatever.
That's Hussar. Or there you go.
There it is.
Nice.
I have to like make also the
Epic.
dragon noises much louder at the same time. So thank you very much, guys. That was really good fun. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you listeners enjoyed it. If you liked it, follow, because we need 22 more followers and then I'll get affiliate status.
Like,
And
comment, subscribe.
yeah, like, comment, subscribe, all those things. And we'll see you next week. Thank you very much. Cheers. Bye.
Ciao.